Hi. Give me a sec. I'm gonna put the stream up on my phone. How's everyone doing? Let's see. Okay. Megan Burns and Miles Prower, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Alright, we're gonna wait for some other peeps to come in. Well, now all this space seems unnecessary and sad. Vic will probably not be joining us for this one. Miharu might later on, so for now it's just little old me. Sorry. Let's go ahead and start a brand new save. Boy, this one is the one that I was doing for just casually on my own time. I wasn't doing it. I was just doing it to play. This one was the one that we did during the PS4 streams when we first got the game, and this one has been my other personal save where I've been trying to go for everything, and of course I'm still not really there yet, and it's going to take a lot of doing. Skyler Dragon, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Okay, so this new save I will do for right now, because I can delete it off whenever. It's just for us to have fun. So what 3 letters should we name this one? Do you have any ideas of what we should do? What 3 letters should we do for the, Sky? That's just you. We could do, Sly. We could do soy. Soy sauce. We could do spy. We could do Zai. Okay, I'm just gonna go with something dumb. I'm just gonna go with instead of boy here. Elemento May. A boy. Matt. I'm gonna go with Doy. Perfect. Okay. So let's just get into it. Hopefully other peeps come in later. Also, you'll realize that we are streaming at 60 frames. Hopefully that doesn't tank the stream later, or even right now. Hopefully not. Give me a second, I need to see if my tweet went through. Go ahead and enjoy this cutscene.
Hush, simpleton.
Okay, dead.
Face it, Entropy. It's going to fail. Again.
At least Uka Uka and I attempt to free us from this prison. I won't sit idly by and listen to your inane ramblings for another decade. Chew.
Okay. Well, it went through, so we'll see if people, Actually, I also want to check Discord real quick. Miharu's Discord. Usually, my streams will pop up over there. I just want to be sure. Because as you know, my live streams are really popular.
He served his purpose.
Where do I even find that? Yeah, give me a sec, everyone. I'm sorry for this. I will get back to the chat in a minute.
Crash. I feel it portends an
How about this one?
I feel it emanating from Insanity Peak.
Insanity Peak.
Crash. Crash.
Okay, it is there. Alright, cool. Alright, give me a quick sec to get back into the stream. I just saw a really funny image right now. Abdul! A game stream is ain't popular unless you're speedrunning it and really fucking good at it. Exactly, that's how come you can do 2 streams at once. You can stream to both YouTube and to fucking, Twitch. Okay. Yeah, this isn't me trying to see... Frederick! This isn't me trying to see, like, how fast I can go through the game. It's just sort of playing it for fun. And just so I can see if I can remember where everything is. It's actually been a while since I, like, really got into this from the beginning. Onward. Also, this is good practice for me when I come into, doing footage again for my, my top 10 videos. Oh, please! If anyone has, watched the update video, then happy 2021. Also, this might be a very late realization, but I just realized that checkpoints give you, one per foot as well, and that has, like, never happened ever in the history of ever. Also, more games need to do this, where the particle effects right there in the corner, that corner, are 2D. That's some straight 2D ass fire right there, and I love it. I think all the fire, even like in Dingo's Diner, are all 2D. With everything else already going on at the same time and being rendered all at once, it makes sense for the fire to be 2D. I think most particles are. Those ones swirling around the mountain, I think, are 3D. Because you don't know what type of illusion-ass shit they can come up with. Also, speaking of, I'm going to plug one of the devs later who worked on the animation for Crash 4. Because I've been following their stuff. They were tweeting earlier today, actually, this morning, I think. On just their process and what they were trying to do and achieve with animating certain cutscenes from the game. So I will get their name in a minute so you can follow them because they are really cool. Yeah, let me do that real quick. Give me a quick sec. I might even just put their Twitter in the chat. So you'll have a direct link to them. Give me a quick sec. Let me find who that is and shout him out. Eric Drobil. I botched his last name, I'm sorry. He is super cool, and if I can find a way to... come on, copy link. Well, not to this specific tweet. Let me go on his thing, and I'll find one of the actual, like, Crash 4 things he did. Sure, let's do this one. Copy link to this tweet. Come back over here into the chat. Raven, what's up? Paste in the chat. Follow this man. He is very good. I want to learn his secrets. I want to learn his secrets, like I did with Twan for Insane. Well, I didn't learn any secrets. I just we talked. He's super cool. This is also not secret. He's actually working on the new God of War, so that's pretty dope. Oh man. So despite what's going on on the planet right now, how are your guys' 2021s going? Look, it's Tona. So far I'm hungry. That's how my 2021's been. Hello, mother.
You're hungry?
So far for 2021 I'm hungry. I just realized that I'm invincible. It smells like what? Like me? Oh. A cat pissed somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Which is literally everywhere but his litter box. What is Frederick from Crash to God of War? Wild. Right? Well, it's cool to see people like Beanox or VV do both Crash and then also just do like Call of Duty or some shit. It's always super cool. Yoip. Yoip. That one right there isn't necessary. Okay, that was weird. I did not think my spin would register that. I can't go back to work next because of a lot. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, there's been a lot of that going on. I mean, I'm on leave right now, so. Don't forget the color gems. If I feel like going for them, I will. I'll get the ones. I mean, 3 out of the 4 are super easy to get, so I mean, I know how to get all of them. But again, since this is a casual stream, I'm gonna go for just what I feel like going for. But I will get the red one because it's not too difficult to get at all. 2021's been alright. What? I feel like it's gonna be 2020 part 2. We don't know that. Yoink. Yeah, hopefully the stream is actually running at 60 for you guys because I've never tested a PS5 stream in 60 yet. This is the first one, so we'll see, I guess, in the playback or whatever. I love that little jingle for the checkpoints and how it goes to the beat of whatever, the song of whatever level you're in. It follows the same like tempo. I love it. Debris! It's at 60, you're making me jealous. Why? That's just the PS5's function. Save it for PS5, man, if you don't have one already. And then try to get one. That's the next task. That's the, saving up. You know how usually it's like saving... Hi, Debris. You know how it used to be like, oh, the new console's out. Awesome. I gotta save up and stuff. Yeah. I gotta save up and stuff. And like saving up is always the hard part, especially when you're like a kid or whatever. Unless you already have a job like at 16 or some shit. Which I definitely didn't. But it's always so hard to like get your hands on the console when it's like brand new and it costs a lot. But nowadays, especially with the PS5, it's like the opposite. Now it's like, well, saving up is like the easy part if you've got a good paying job and you can actively save up for a console. But right now, specifically with the PS5, or I guess even the Series X, like if you want it, getting it's the hard part this time around, not saving up for it. Okay. Let me make sure the middle one, which I believe it is, but I want to make sure it's not the middle. Okay. I almost screwed it up already. It's the bottom left one here. Plus it also gives you a little musical cue. Oh, I fucked that up. You're supposed to actually land on the platform, not just the... landing on the crate doesn't count. Okay, let's try again. I'll just avoid the crates for now, I guess. Did Toys for Bob, game theory, Toys for Bob, fucking took inspiration from Spyro for this. Oh, I'm stupid. It's a spiral, Mark, it's a spiral. Goddamn idiot. I'm like, at what point do I touch the middle one? It'd be like right now. There you go. Yoink! Oh! Nice. Well, no perfect relic for us. It's whatever. Look at that. I thought I had enough time. I thought I timed that right. I legit thought I timed that right. Oi! It goes so fast. God. Been getting a lot of the platinum relics as of late. I have not been going for time trials just yet. I want to save those for later because I feel like I mean, you never really know what's going to be more difficult, I guess. It depends on the person, like the player, whether it's Zork, whether it's getting the perfect relics or the platinum time trial relics. I guess it depends on if you want to take your time through each level and try and perfect it for the perfect relics, or if you're the speedy type and want to just blast through it and try and get those platinum relics. I definitely am not much of a speedy type. I mean, it seems like once I get it down, then I probably am. Or I pretty much am, I guess. But, usually I'm not. So I would rather go for the perfect relics first, which I have, like, about half of them already anyway, versus the platinum relics, which I only have, like, I think a few of. Like, not even more than, I think, 6 or so. Probably not even 5. I think I have, like, 2 or 3, literally, or maybe 4, but it's even less than 5. Just for Bob relics, I do not care. I have thoughts on that, but I'll dive into them in my Crash 4 review, which will be coming at some point, hopefully really soon. I am doling out more content for Crash that you'll be seeing very soon, so don't worry about it. My severe YouTuber writer's block, is, I think, gonna start being over soon, because I've got a lot of stuff I'm actually, when I say I've got stuff I'm working on, I'm not just saying it to, like, tide you guys over, and in reality, I'm like, I better start working on it. Like, no, I'm actually working on stuff right now, so don't worry about it. I am actively working on stuff. I'm almost done with the script right now. It's one of the top 10 lists for Crash. I'm almost done with it. I finished one, I think, yesterday or a few days ago, and I'm almost done with the next one already. I have, like, one more, I have the number 1 spot to fill now. What a week this was, eh? Yeah, yeah.
Get him off. Crash, who is that?
Buttery. Thanks, Sark. I'm still waiting on the restock here, because I got a reservation. Oh, well, at least you have a reservation.
Is that a quantum rift?
If you dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. I haven't seen dodgeball in a long time.
The kind we keep shut.
Like a really long time.
We have to go through. Find my siblings and fix this before some putz with a big
I feel like the platinum relics are gonna kill me. I mean, they're killing me, and I only have a few of them.
stupid.
which I got by accident, because most of the relics I have are gold.
Uka Uka unknowingly paved the way for our bright future.
Can't expect an easy game with a $60 price tag, exactly. You don't even need the triple spin to earn platinum relics. Slide spinning will suffice. I'm pretty sure if you're quick enough and you're skilled enough, you can probably do it without the triple spin. The triple spin just helps. I got platinum and perfect relics mixed up. Well, either of them will kill you. I mean, that's a given. The fact that platinum relics are needed in this game for the utmost completion is like, okay, you're kind of stretching a bit there. I like the way Coco looks in this game. She's super cute, and I love her. Will prevail. It's probably not synced up. Let's do it. Let's go to Engine's world. It's not his world. But he's trying to make it, so, because he's putting on a concert. Which, by the way, for those, if anyone in here hasn't, for some reason, seen, fuck, Roger's embryos on point, it really is. It really fucking is. Because it's not until later when you're actually fighting him does the, Roger-ness in his voice come out. So, yeah, no, he did a really good job, because he fooled me. I legit thought that was Marissa Marsh. I was like, oh, they brought him back. Nice. And it's not him. The Insanely Perfect Relics to not be as horrible. I mean, you say that now, but have you tried any of them in any of the levels from, like, Bermudula onward? Because that's when they get kind of bullshit. But I was saying earlier, if you guys have not, for whatever reason, seen the Crash cutscenes on PS5 or even on PS4 Pro, the shit is clean. It's consistent 60. And when you face Engine on PS4, his cutscene kind of lags. It drops frames for some weird reason. But here, super buttery, super smooth. It's good. It's really, 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 really good. Bermudula? That's the one, the Bermudulan orbit or whatever. Out to launch, or out for launch, stowing away. Where you go and find entropy. Yeah. Frederick, have you beaten the game? Or just need a refresher? So for everyone coming in too, if you're wondering where Victor is, he's not going to be in this one because he doesn't fill up the streaming today. Miharu might come in later, so we'll see if she does. Whether it's in chat or it's an actual party chat, then we'll see what she wants to do. But for now, you're stuck with me. Ding. Got here. It's really, like, it is very satisfying going through this game, though, like, knowing everything, for the most part, like, where everything just pretty much is. So, because you do end up finding that you're, like, a lot faster at certain bits, and you know how to get through certain things, or how to use the masks and everything, so it's super cool. There's still a lot of replayability here, even if you've beaten everything 106%, or even if whatever you've beaten the main storyline, but not everything else. I mean, if it's enough to make Kevin Garrigan beat this shit 106% like 5 times, then something's drawing all of us back to this game. He's fucking crazy. I want to have him on the Bandicast. I don't know. It's not set in stone. This isn't like a confirmation or anything, or a reveal or announcement or anything. I'm just saying, like, I want to put the feeler out. I kind of did, but he hasn't said anything yet. So, I don't know. We'll see. Because he'd be really fun to talk to if he has the time. Plus, I have, like, a bunch of his fucking recent, like, Crash 4 shirts. So. Oh, well. Can't get that gem. Yup. Yeah, I'll read chat in a minute. I wish chat would stay on the PS5. That's the one weird change I do not understand. Not dedicating a whole section cut off from the rest of the stream to just having chat is actually pretty okay, and I like it. But the fact that the comments disappear, it's like, okay, can we keep them on the screen, please? So give me a second. Once I'm done with this part here, I'll read chat. Okay, let's see. I got that out for lunch. Insanely perfect relic. Just need a refresher. Let me shut this guy up real quick. Okay. They're annoying. How was Santa for everyone this year? I did pretty good. I got a new Elgato capture card, which I'm still trying to make work. I think it's a bit too powerful for my computer. I'm trying to make sure that I can get it working the way it's supposed to. So I'm just trying to tussle with it for the time being. But hopefully that leads to better looking vid games content and whatnot. Now, right here at this bouncy crate part, apparently what they kind of like quote unquote want you to do is like fucking switch Lonnie Loli super fast so you can get both of them. And I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. You gotta be crazy to do that. Oh, an Apple Watch? Sweet. Zoic's playing Sackboy. Awesome. Sackboy is super fucking good, dude. I love it. We beat the main story. We will either play more so we can try and get to the very final level, or we'll just do that on our off time. We'll see what we want to do. But we beat the main story and it's so good. Despite YouTube's numerous attempts to fucking be like, oh, did you use some like copyrighted music in your stream? And I'm like, nah. That's just Material Girl being played in such a way, it was composed in such a way where it sounds like a fucking video game water level piece of OST, which is exactly what it is. So I'm sorry, YouTube, that there's a Madonna song on my goddamn stream, but it's not because of me. It's not my fault. MG Productions 7221, what's up? Can you play Spyro on PS5? I could do that. I will eventually probably put Spyro onto my PS5. I'm trying to avoid putting like all my PS4 games on here because it's going to take up a lot of space and I have no room for the PS5 stuff. But then I realized, well, I could just put it on the PS5 and then delete the data or the app, because games are apps now, after I'm done playing or whatever. Serval, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. I missed a box. I don't remember where. The stage reminds me a lot of the Wastelands from Under Mutant. Yes. It definitely does. It looks a lot like... Do I have a 4K TV? No, but we bought one for my mom. I do want to upgrade... All of us kind of unanimously agree that we want to upgrade the living room TV to be a 4K TV. We want to buy a new TV, but we haven't done that yet. Does streaming off your PC take up a lot of bandwidth? It did, which I think is why... Because I used Elgato's program. And that's why... That's why... The streams just kind of... Do you remember back like in 2016 or so when I used to do like Wii U streams and PS2 streams and shit? Well, I think that somehow that fucked up Elgato's system or the bandwidth or whatever, and streams would just tank like immediately and whatnot. So... Long story short, I think so. But I want to try and see if I can get a better setup. So that way I can actually stream more stuff again. That's been my plan for like the longest time. This music is bitchin', by the way. It's like one of my favorite pieces of music in this game. Something that you guys don't know if you know or not. Because they showed it off, I think, on either Toys for Bob's thing or the official Crash thing or both. Apparently Walter Mayer composed this shit live. This was all recorded the way... If you've watched any videos on behind-the-scenes soundtracks like Mario Galaxy or Mario Odyssey or something like that, or like ARMS or Splatoon or whatever, yeah, they did that with Crash 4. They did it all, with like orchestra... Well, not orchestras, but like professional... Like fancy orchestras, but like bands and groups and stuff, and the composers or the musicians or whatever did it all live. I did not know that. Which... means don't take this fucking place for granted. This music for granted because of the fact that everything, even the variations, the way everything fuses into one another, all those individual bits of music were all done live. That's fucking nuts. I'll catch up with chat in just a minute. Wait. Boom. Let me see if it's... Yes. There we go. Whoa. Oi. Oh, wait. Gah. You streamed the Wii U. The first B-roll of Insane got revealed. Really? When was that? I don't remember that. What was I streaming? Was I streaming like Shantae or something? That was 2016 though, actually. When did I stream a Wii U game in 2017? Well, what was I streaming mainly? If it was Shantae, then cool. It wasn't like our blind Half Genie Hero stream, because that was like a few months after the game came out. Because that was the first time I had pre-ordered a new game off of Amazon. And until last year, I vowed to not do it again because, damn, it took Shantae so long to get here to the house. It was late by like 2 months or so. Oh, what is happening? Okay, well I made that, and then I jumped out of it, and I lost my footing. That was strange. That was all I wanted to do. was that right there? Let me just get to this part real quick. I like drift to the side. It's my thumb placement, I think. Also, yes, I play with I play old school. You guys should know that at this point. I'm using the D-pad. Frank! We killed Filthy Frank. That PS5 must be one heavy console. It is. Well, I mean, it's a hefty console. It's fucking gigantic. Actually, my camera is sitting on the console. That's mainly because, though, the camera itself is small. I appreciate that it, has so much room. I can actually, like, do this, actually. There we go. Now I feel a bit more centered. And I'm gonna center myself. But from the TV, the way the TV's sitting, I'm gonna be diagonal from it, but it won't be that bad. And now I can look directly at you guys. So I guess this is a little bit better for the time being, since it's just me here. Also, before I get back to what I was saying, let me go turn the light on, so that way you can actually see me. Daylight savings time is great. This should help a little tiny bit. Sort of. Maybe. Maybe not. Oof. Okay, let me see. I forgot what I was saying, so... Something about the... Oh, yeah. Because the camera, isn't as wide as the, I'll get to what everyone was saying in a minute. It's not as wide or as attachable as the PS4's camera. So, the clamshell design, it's not wide enough to clasp onto my TV. So, I have to put it on the console. It serves another purpose than being a console. It's insane how it's been over a month now and we still don't have extended storage support. Yeah, I know, right? They said this shit was supposed to carry like what? 1 or 2 terabytes or something? I just realized that Coco has that idle animation. I've never seen her do that before. I watched my nephew. He turned 1 not too long ago. Nice. Watched the Mandalorian season 2. I haven't watched can I pronounce the damn show? I haven't watched The Mandalorian at all. I'm not a huge... This is going to shock everyone, I know, but I'm not the hugest Star Wars fan. I appreciate characters and stuff from it. I've seen, like, I think 2 out of the, like, what, 9 or 10 or... Of the main movies, like, what, 9 or so? I've only seen 2 of them. Commence the gasps and booing now, I know. But, I'm a nerd, but I'm not that big of a nerd. Because Aaron and I always joke, Miharu and I always joke that we're gonna sit down and watch We did watch all the Harry Potter movies, but not necessarily like in one day. We split them like 4 and 4, I think. And then, so we said we were going to watch them all in one day, then watch all the Star Wars films, then watch all Lord of the Rings, and then the Hobbits movies. That's going to take us like a week to finish. I mean, we're not actually going to do it like that, but I mean, it's always our joke. I do legitimately want to watch like all 8 Harry Potter films in one day, though. That's going to take like 16 plus hours. Let me see. I think you use the YouTube app to analyze gameplay for Insane. Really? Oh my god, you're right. No, you're fucking right. Because I was kind of sick that day. That's when we got to see like Papu Papu, I think, and all that stuff. Fucking Frank equivalent. God damn you, Frank equivalent. This is Frank. The dude up there is Frank equivalent. That motherfucker up there. No, now I remember. Thank you for reminding me, Frederick. That was... I remember that. Yeah, that stream should still be on there. I didn't classify it as part of, it's not part of any of my playlists, I don't think, anyway. From stuff that I've analyzed on the channel. Or for Crash, anyway. But, I do remember that. Yeah. It was probably one of the last, if not the last stream I did on the Wii U. And through the Elgato program, before it started to mess up on me. In terms of streaming. Recording, it's still fine, but streaming, I have to figure out all that bandwidth, all those bandwidth settings and all that crap. Okay. Touching his arm is bad when, that's not what you were even going for. Not to kill Frank and Frank equivalent again. Why am I going for these crates? I said I wasn't gonna go for everything. That's just the Crash fan in me. I feel the need to want to go for everything. But if I say I'm not going to. Plus I totally missed this bonus round. Let me actually get that. I went to the dentist and they got my teeth pulled and... Oh, Jesus. Oh, man, that sucks. Yeah, I hope you recover soon from that, Raven. That's... Ooh. The most I've ever done besides routine cleaning at the dentist is one time, I was actually born with my... Okay, so you know how, your tongue can... I mean, I don't want to really put on camera because that's weird, but, like, your tongue has the ability to just, you know, and stuff like that. You can flap your tongue around. Well, I had, like, I was born with, like, a tiny bit of an extra connection underneath my tongue, so I couldn't stick my tongue out all the way, like, all the way out. So, because of that, not that it was, like, the biggest deal or anything like that, I suppose, but it was something that my mom later was like, well, you could go, we can set up a thing for the dentist and you can get that just kind of trimmed off or whatever. So yeah, I had that done to me a long time ago, and I actually remember that. I was nervous, but I had it done, and it was the funniest shit. Okay, I double jumped. It was the funniest shit because I was watching as they were doing it, and I'm just kind of like there, and I just see. So they numbed me. First off, they give me a shot like right in the roof of inside my mouth, and that was, yeah. Even Victor was like, that shit was, ugh. And then I'm so lonely without you. Come to me, my child. And then
hello.
A clubfoot. Oh jeez. And then I just saw smoke. So it didn't hurt when they were lasering my thing, but I saw smoke. And I was like, don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. Shit was funny. So it's gonna be in the background then?
Yeah. It's gonna be in the background for a bit.
Pull up a seat. Okay. He's not feeling it right now, guys. He's not feeling it.
You fucking mocking me?
No.
Are you fucking mocking me?
You talking to me? Are you talking to me? I'm still using my PS4 camera from launch. Dragons can take more punishment than bandicoots. Yes. Oh, hi, Ray. Yeah, should have made the trophy requirement for the relics gold at minimum. Yes. Well, rather at max, because like they should really put the thought into giving some sort of reward. You know what? Kind of like the way CTR Nitrofield did. Some kind of reward for doing all time trials at varying lengths. Like, if you want to do all sapphires and you don't care for anything else or whatever, then you should still get, like, some kind of a skin or something as a reward for all sapphires. Especially because the levels later do get tough to go through in a fast manner. I wouldn't have a problem necessarily with platinums being that the main requirement if it weren't for the fact that the levels are already balls hard. Balls to the wall hard. But, you should have some kind of reward for all sapphires, or if you happen to go for all golds or all whatever. If you go for the higher ranking trophies, then you should get rewards, like, automatically, I guess, at that point, for automatically having gotten all of the, sapphires and golds as well, or whatever. Golds should definitely have been the main requirement, with platinums giving you, like, a bonus thing or whatever. And then the Twitch Bob ones being like, oh, here's like the super crazy thing that only the speedrunners or awesome crazy people can get. Because then you can either be incentivized or not be incentivized to go for that stuff, but it should never really feel required, I guess. Oh, shit. I was like, do it once and then you'll land, and I did it twice, and I'm an idiot. This part's tricky, except it's not. Only if you're a dummy. One time, okay. A pennant, okay? Oi! Yeah. Can I have a platinum trophy without a platinum relic? I still firmly think it's a perfect fit to ramp it up to platinum for once. I mean, I guess, but like I said, I wouldn't have a problem with it if it weren't for the fact that the levels get so fucking difficult to even traverse through. I mean, some culprits off the top of my head are like toxic tunnels, or fucking run it by you, or no dillo-dallying. Certain levels like that aren't the most fun to go through even normally, because they're pretty tough and demanding levels, but then to go through them fast and having to get freaking platinum because it's required, it's like, ugh. I mean, I still have to do it. I'm still going to do it, but it's gonna... There's a reason I haven't streamed that, even though I do want to, and I may eventually, but you're gonna see me raging a lot. And it might not... It'll be, like, fun when I start, and then, like, very quickly, it's gonna become not very fun.
It would be fun to do like 10 seconds afterwards.
10 seconds, shut up. 10 seconds after. Yeah, my second attempt on the first fucking one that I tried doing. Also, you're one to talk, Abdul, because we all know that you already have some tactics already down that are speedrunner tactics for getting through shit. I mean, I know you can still speak casually, especially because of the fact that this game floored even you when you were first playing it for streams. The blind streams and whatnot, because I was watching those back. But I mean, even then, with your status, you've already started getting all the tactics down, all the stuff down. So I imagine it's more so like a moderate challenge, but it's not nowhere near as like, no, this shit's like hard, dude. Like how we feel. Time trials, I gotta ask Mark, how do you feel about Sackboys? Oh boy, well Victor's been doing a lot of them on stream and on his off time, on our off time. They're cool. We just gotta do that last one, and goddamn, it's cool, but boy, I don't know.
Like it's a holy fuck hard.
Yeah. more so because not the fact that it's like super structured in such a way that it's all crazy. It's just all of them fucking pieced together. And the fucking bronze is like 10 minutes or some shit. Oh no, sorry, the gold is 10 minutes. And it's like, oh. Well then. Yeah, I do, but I didn't go for the platinum. I went for dev times. Oh, whoop! Abdul! God damn it, dude. Fucking dev times. I'm taking my time. I'm not trying to be like, hi guys, me here, and I have done 106%, and it's only day 1. Like, I'm not trying to fucking do that shit. Oy. Yay! Yoop. Oi. Now, let me see. Okay. I have to remember that these and that nitro are together, so that way if I see that not filled, this is not going to be filled, then I'm going to die. Can I do it? Nope. Cool. Please, no. Ugh. I'll get back to chat in a sec. Let me just do this part real quick. I do like these moments, though, where... Because it was kind of a thing in the original games, but that exact thing right there, having a spin... Sorry, slide. As far off the platform, or where you're even just standing in general, as you can, like... Building some little mini challenges around that is actually really cool. It's the stuff like that that I definitely enjoy about this game. But they felt the need, I guess, to ramp every aspect up to the utmost degree, and that's what makes it feel so like challenging. It's like very testosterone filled. It's like get all the crates, but they're all like really fuck ass places sometimes. The hidden gems, some of those that shit is in really crazy ass places you would never think to look. Get the relics. This time platinum is needed, and it's like. Perfect relics, you can't die once, and it's basically Crash 1 rules, in levels that are already really fucking hard to go through, and it's like, oh, well then. So for those who have listened to, by chance if you've listened to the latest Bandicast I did with Miharu, we were both like, yeah, that shit is kind of over the top, it's a little too much. Not that it's necessarily like that bad, because the game is not bad. Crash 4 is definitely not a bad game, but it can sometimes be an overwhelming game. So that's something I can agree on. And you're talking to somebody here who loves the original Crash 1. That was the first game I ever played in my life. So if I can go through that and be like, yeah, but you know, yeah, it's whatever. No. Crash 4 definitely is one that's just oof. It's a very oof game. This is a strange way to get the green gem, but whatever. I want to know who the hell came up. I should have asked Lou. I forgot to. I'm like, who the hell came up with that idea? For a little fucking remote control car to come out and run into a nitro, and that's how you get the green gem. That shit's hilarious. They should just pay homage to Crash 2 like they did with the blue gem and make you phase through a fucking wall. Cause that would have been hilarious. Oh my god! Give me a second. Hell on the fingers. 32 seconds dev time on Jetty. 53 for platinum. Woo. God damn. Jet for Jetty. People say platinums are too hard, meanwhile they haven't looked at how you're meant to do Jetboard Jetty. That's fucking crazy. Rude Awakening, 39 seconds for the dev time, but the platinum is 53. It's like a 14-second difference of just doing things at your own pace and still managing it. God. The dev times are chunky, made me believe how much time you can really take to wait around and still manage a platinum. Yeah, they really want you to go all out. That's where Crash is like at its most technical. Which again, I don't mind. That's actually really dope, but the fact that it's that demanding is like... Again, I like little things like how this level makes you get the hidden gem by stretching your hang time in the air off of sliding off a platform to then jump over. That's fucking brilliant. Because at first even I was like, what the fuck do you do to get to that part? Then I was like, the only thing to do is slide. And then I tried it and I was like, oh my god, it worked. Like, that's brilliant. Okay, now should I beat this normally or should I do the fucking...
Do the glitch.
Do the glitch?
Do the glitch.
I mean, I can't nail it down every time, but...
I'll dare you to get it done every time.
You want to come join me in the stream? Like, I really wish you would. By the way, here's what I'm saying. This should be a consistent 60 for you guys. See ya, Skylander Dragon. Thanks for joining in. The triple spin just complements the side spin. That's true. Again, it's very technical. They took a technical approach, that way you're not just pressing a button, holding one down. I mean, that makes it easier, so you can dash and go faster, but to actually time where you're supposed to place those triple spins, I dig the idea. So if I don't... Nah, I don't think I did it. I think from where I was sitting... Oh no, I did do it. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can break this this boss fight, for those who didn't know. But I'm pretty sure everyone probably knows. Which I was late to the party, because it wasn't until I saw the IGN speedrunner thing, reaction, the dev reaction. Yeah, I didn't get that one. Oh shit. It was until I saw that I found out this was a thing. But I love this boss fight, it's so good. Whip! Oi! Blip! Yeah, I'll catch him on comments in a minute. Oh my god! I'll try and break it again in a minute once I get this guy. Yeah, playing Crash, Astro, and Sat Boys really put me in a happy place that's reminiscent of the PS1 and 2 days. Exactly, man. I'm just glad that this generation, they are not neglecting the platformers. Like, shit, I didn't get it. I thought I did. Yeah, no. Fucking more than grateful that we're finally out of that period of time where everyone was all about the hardcore shooters and the adventure games and whatnot that were realistic and QTEs and all that stuff. It's still around, obviously, and it still dominates the space, obviously, but there is a more fair balance of also platformers joining in the space again as well, and doing very well. Not just for the kids of today, but also for us who love those games. Let's go! Yoop, yoop, yoop. Yeah. Okay, I can catch up on comments now. Let me see. I hate trying to do the triple spin and slide spins because of them being hellmans. Yeah, seriously. Sadboy particularly because that would have been my answer to your feeling the hiatus avoid question in the Bandicast. Playing a Little Bit Planet. Yeah. I tried a Little Bit Planet. I have the first one, and it's okay. But I'm glad that they made him a platformer. They turned Little Big Planet into a platformer for one game. So it's super fun. I love it so much. The sweet glitch. See ya, Serval. Take care. Thanks for joining in. Run it by you alone. You can manage the diff time on accident. Well, if you're still good enough to even get to the fucking end and not get hit once, or rather get killed once. I am dreading the times for that. Let's see. There's still not much I can go for right now in terms of skins. I'll just stay a little Coco. Whee! Oh wait, a little controller. Eh? Whee! Let's do it. The PS3, Xbox 360. PS3 and Xbox 360 were dark times for platformers. I mean, and even those that remained got gritty little updates. And some have done well enough, like Ratchet, and others, like Jack, still did well enough. A lot of people were just like, I don't mind it too much, but I know Aaron just does not like the fact that Jack went gritty after the first game. If they ever do make a 4 or whatever the case, whoever does it, it's not going to be Naughty Dog, but I would love to see the Jack series return in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a reboot or something else, or a remake or whatever. I want to see a return to the Crash-esque, more lighthearted look. I suppose you could say Jack 2 Onward was the Jack series shedding its Crash roots, because the first game just screamed, we just came off the success of Crash, and we're making a almost successor series to that. Or predecessor series, I guess, or whatever. A spiritual series. Spiritual sequel series. Or whatever, you get it. I love the music so much. This is some good ass music. Whoop! Especially this music. I love the railgun music for this level. Screams pirate adventure! Oi! Plus, this can still be kind of tricky. This is like the first real railgun segment that gets like kind of tricky. But it's slow, it's gradual, it's procedural, so like, it's not the hardest, but it can get the best of you if you're not paying attention to what the crates are, if that's what you're going for, you know? I like that. It's not too demanding, but it's demanding enough. Props to Sumo, they really made Sackboy so fun to play. The amount of control and move combo is so darn cool. So damn cool. I like how I... Oh shit, I thought I got him. Corrected myself to say the swear. The only grinding segment that's straight up BS is the one and out for launch shipping error. Oh. Yeah, let me finish that one. That comment. Screw the natural jumps in the air when you're ziplining under. Oh man. I mean, again, they're not the worst. They're super short, but yeah, they do demand that you move around quickly enough to be able to get by. Yes, I hate the fact that the time trials have their own added hazards. I thought the one for Hit the Road wouldn't be that bad, and then they put a shit ton of nitros and fucking TNT in the ball segment, and I was like, oh god, why did they do that? It was fun enough on its own. The way it is supposed to, the way it normally is. Why did you add hazards like that? Because it's another layer to relearning the levels, which I wouldn't again mind, except that you're having to relearn these fucking levels like 5+ times if you're trying to go for everything, that is. And you want to get the most out of all the other characters by doing their timeline levels. Like, that's a lot of times you're learning different versions of these levels. Because doing the Darky Blows brings you back here. And then it's like, okay, well, fine. Alright, but then you gotta do it the normal way in normal mode, and then you gotta do the inverted version. Then it's like, okay. Then you gotta do time trials where they put other shit about... Time trials give you more mass. I mean, sure, but... It's for a very specific thing that's still very trial and error. Versus just trying to get to the end of the level, in which case... They try to make sure you didn't rely on a whole... This game, in general, tries to make sure you do not rely on any real true assists. In the sense of, you only get Invincible Aku Aku a few times throughout this entire game, because masks do not carry over per level or even into the boss levels, or stages, or fights, or whatever. And then... there are no real powers you get or abilities you obtain besides triple spin. And mainly that's just for time trials. So, like, they really want you to rely on, like, raw skill. Again, that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. Crash 1 was very much the same way. But the level designs can sometimes get really near the end. And sometimes the vehicle or mount controls can get really... I mean, Polar and the Schnurgle are just... Sometimes. They get so aggravating to try and master. Because it feels like you're not mastering them, it feels like you're just trying to finagle them to do what you want them to fucking do. And that should not be the case at all, like, you know? You're getting better at manipulating the engine, rather than besting the control schemes or whatever. That's kind of like an Aaron Sonic 06 thing to say. It's not playing the game, it's manipulating the engine and the glitches. But here it's like manipulating the physics or whatever. And not so much of, like, mastering Polar's or Schnurgle's controls. Natural processing and, have you played Plants vs. Zombies, says Raven. No. I know of the series, but it's one of those, like, little tactical kind of games, I think. And I've never really been into that too much. I know there's like a buttload of, I know there's a buttload of Plants vs. Zombie games, and I know that one of them is also subtitled It's About Time, so that's pretty funny. Akano Tech with the triple spin jokes on the tip times. Oh, I would imagine so. The shit you guys have done with Akano and with Ika Ika is, like, amazing. Because they're the ones that really get your movement going and your momentum going. Kapunawa and Lani Loli just kind of manipulate stuff around you, not you yourself. I like that that's a nice balance, though, too. Two masks manipulate your abilities, and the other two manipulate the world. That's pretty cool. Super creative. I'll read some more comments after I beat the level. Give me a sec. Wee! Oh, wait, you can go. Wee! No, you can't. See, I thought it was a cool little speedrunner, because I saw one of the guys from the IGN video just sail across each fucking one like it's Mario, and you can just run across blocks with one space in between. Can't do that shit. What's up, Trey? Jesus Christ. Note to self, never try to speedrun unless you know you're good at it. Yes. There's a Kapunawa bug that manipulates you by having you skip forward and skip even more. So, yeah, you know what? No, that is true. If it's that one that we saw, that ridiculous fucking one that I think you shared or something in Snow Way Out, I remember that. Yeah, when you're going like blip, 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 and you're like blipping around. That shit was, I didn't even think that was real at first. I was like, I thought it was like sped up, like the footage was like sped up or something. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, that shit's crazy. I love the anti-gravity skip in Food Run. Yes. Oh, no, yes. That one's an oof right there in the good sense that it's like crazy. Natural processing and Food Run have skips that make the time trial easier. That Kapunawa bug makes Stay Frosty's world record go down to 17 seconds. Wow. 17 seconds? What about the rail grinding part? God damn. Also, in 60, this shit looks amazing.
Guys, I'm coming.
yeah, this cutscene looks amazing in 60 because I love that background of those pirates. That's a fucking desktop wallpaper right there. That's a desktop background. I should make it mine. Right now it's just my shameless ass being like, oh, I've got the Destination Mark logo on my PC background. But I would definitely make it the pirate ships from that cutscene right there. Because that shot is fucking, like, beautiful. Mark's not gonna go for everything, but he's still gonna try and get all the crates. That's what it feels like right now. I just said I wasn't gonna go for everything, and yet here I am. Cool. I missed those on purpose, because I said I wasn't gonna go for everything. BRB Mark, about to fight a boss. Who is it? Are you playing? You said you were playing Sapboy, right? Who you? Who are you fighting, Zark? I became that little stuttering kid. Let's face it, I am a little stuttering kid. I am the ultimate stuttering kid. Bloop. Then you can do this shit, you can go, oh, skip. Oh, that was dumb. Why'd I do that? Yoink. Level is nervous system, 4th world. Aaron, hello! I see you in the chat. Do you want to come into party chat? I got them both at the same time, that was cool. The 4th world. System. Wait. I was gonna join on PS5, but Eric just got my video done, so I need to deal with that. Oh boy! Sweet! Took him long enough. I mean, I'll be going for a little while, so if you still want to join in, you can. Don't, I mean, obviously you're always welcome. Why would I deny my girlfriend the chance to come on my stream? No, if I feel like it, it's alright. Oi. The nervous system. That's what it was called? I'm trying to remember what boss that was. Is that Naomi? Is that Vex Naomi? Or is that another boss that I'm not remembering at the moment? It might be Naomi. If it's the ending of the 4th world, then it's Naomi. Which is a fucking kick-ass fight, by the way. The boss fights in Sapboy are super good. Yoink. That was a nice kaboom into my right ear hole. I forgot that doesn't work on him. Fuck. Damn it. If you did, I'd be concerned. What? Wait, what? Okay, not... See, I knew I was gonna go there. Stop thinking dirty. Join me in my stream. There you go. I rewarded it. Yeah. Even when I said it, I was like, I probably should have rewarded that. Whee! Do I have all the crates? I probably don't. Oh no, because I missed those two and then I missed that one, so cool. I definitely missed everything. Yep, 3. Coyote time. Use it. Slide momentum is more forgiving in this game than you think. Yeah. No, it definitely is. It's so good. It's like an actual feature. It's hard to know where the box is. Breaking them is a craving we all have. Exactly. Rock Blocked and Dino Dash can go fuck themselves with those stupid lava platforms. Oh, if you deny me access to the stream. No, yeah, no, why would I do that? I would never do that. Yeah, the only cutscenes here that are still like at like 30-ish or whatever are these like story cutscenes. Other cutscenes that just play and that allow you to keep your outfits on, your skins on. Like the in-engine ones or the in-game ones or whatever, those run at 60. These story ones are pre-rendered, so they're Bad streamer can't video game right. Get good.
Sorry,
Yeah, the pre-rendered ones still run at a lower frame rate, but everything else runs at a perfect 60. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Yay. I love these little sibling moments they have. It goes to show that Crash can still be like the charming kind of serious, not the. They can have its slower, more like emotional moments. There are emotional moments in this game, and not just be wacky, haha. Cortex does something funny and stupid, and then we move on. You know, like that's the one thing I definitely more than dig the story for this game. Because Toaster Bob really paid attention to it, where it counts. I mean, not and the technical bits like, oh, where did Tana even come from? She just kind of teleported into this dimension, but that's not where she's from, right? And where did Femtropy come from? Get there from her world. A lot is not explained, so that's not the part of the story that I mean. Everything else, though, the pacing, I suppose, or more so getting the emotions and upping the scale, as it were, of a Crash game's plot. Like, they did a good job at that. I love it. This music's good, too. I just don't like this level. For the later half of it. I'm going through these levels again for an upcoming video, and I'm like, yeah, a lot of the later halves of the levels that I don't care for, or why I don't care for these levels. The beginnings aren't too bad, because of course they want to ease you into the mechanics of each level and whatnot, and then they ramp them up. It's kind of like doing the Mario thing, where it's like, oh, here's the gimmick of this level, and you experience it in a safe zone where you can mess up the mechanic and getting through the hazard or the obstacle or whatever, and be fine for the most part. And then they'll start ramping that up and taking the safety net away later through the level as you go through. That kind of gets implemented here too, but boy, do they really like to put a bunch of shit there for you to try and avoid and dodge and kill and do. It feels kind of cluttered sometimes. Although I can appreciate that this is basically, I think, one of Cortex's, or Brio's, Crash 1 bonus rounds, which is super cool. I want to say it's Cortex. Everyone says, oh, Cortex's bonus rounds in Crash 1 are so hard. It's like, they're not. There's just two of them. And they're... Actually, one of them is, like, stupid easy. The tone for the story in this game is perfect. It is. I can see why Engine called Coco a cat. Because of the little kitty cat ears. Little headphones. Oi! Yeah, we should get... I kept saying we should get Miharu a little track suit or whatever like this. A little gamer suit. Because she already has the headphone... The ear headphones. There's your cosplay, Aaron. It can be 360 no scope Miharu. Oh my god! Somebody please draw Miharu like that. That'd be awesome. That'd be really funny. Whee. That was really tricky. I don't even know how I did that. Oh, let me see. Let me get this before I fucking kill myself in some dumb way. I wish Chana would have had a slightly more emotional reaction to seeing Crash and Coco. Yeah! I get that she's hardened. She's been hardened by past experiences, but you're seeing your dead friends. Exactly. Plus, they probably don't want to give it away too soon. I mean, even though they, like, did. I mean, it was a one-off joke and whatever, but it's like, yeah, I mean, balance. Again, some balancing should have still been done. Also because that was our introduction to Tana in this game. The reveal of Tana was that cutscene. So that joke was made in that cutscene. Already you can tell, like, oh, they were just playing, right? They're just kidding. They wouldn't imply that Crash and Coco actually got fucking killed in an alternate universe, but no, yep, that's exactly what happened. Please. Oh. Seeing you play like this satisfies me. Thanks, man. Yeah, that playstyle is infamously called reckless. Not even anywhere near like speedrunner practicing. It's reckless. Whoa, like that. Like I was trying to jump and spin at the same time, and that didn't fucking work. In fact, I've been yelled at that. I've been yelled at for playing that way. Like, you play so fast, what the fuck? Like, take your time. It's like, well, sorry that I'm trying to just learn how to do it in my own way. Plus, when it comes down to it, tactics like doing that are needed in certain things like the flashback tapes and stuff like that. It's necessary to learn shit like that. So I'm glad that, more so I'm preparing myself in case a crash game ever calls upon me to demand of me to do shit like that. Then I already know how to do it because I'm already doing it. Does that make sense? Let's see. One of these is like, yeah. Yep. Yep. Just fucking guys. You have to really react quickly to those dudes. Little shark pirates. Oh lord. Also, again, it's clever level design, but they fucking trick you with the fact that when you're jumping on shit like that, and then you come over here, you're looking over here, which is where the crate is. So the two shark guys being over here doesn't help your peripheral vision any, unless you already saw them coming, or saw them being there up ahead before you got there. Like this guy. I wasn't paying attention to the fact that guy was even there right now, but you probably saw him since you're not playing and you're observing. Seriously, it's like, oh jeez. Oh, I didn't blow this one up either. Or two, I thought I would. Oh my god. Okay. Yup. See, I thought I had triple spin. That's why I spun twice. Right there. Oh boy, here comes the part that I don't like. Having to maneuver these fuckers into these mines. The first one's fine, but then there's like two more segments of this jet board where you have to do that. And there's like two guys, and then there's three, and it's like, John, what's up? I'll catch up with Chad in just a minute. Let me go ahead and, yeah, this part. See, I wasn't even paying attention. Now he's gonna miss that. He's gonna corner me. The other guy's gonna miss that one. Oh, okay. It doesn't look bad, but when you're playing it, you start like mentally freaking out, and you're like, oh shit. So you have to plan ahead, get him already. He'll barely miss that fucking shit. He'll be right there. And they don't give you much wiggle room either to like, if their goal is, oh yeah, so they blow up into shit. That's gonna be your hint for defeating Louise. Well, fine, but like, give me more wiggle room, because goddamn. Oh. Let me just, blap. Oh god. Okay. There we go. Is that everything? Yeah. Is that everything I say in this casual stream? Hello, Louise. Strange name for a kraken creature. Also, I always forget to look out for her. You can see Louise in the background during the, earlier in this level during the, one of the side-scrolling parts. Which is super cool. It's at the T-Rex in Dino Dash. Oh, come on. Kill. Do it. Hit it. Hit it. God damn. There you go. Hurry. Kill. That guy went. Ah! That was a really weird shout. Come on, come on. There you go. Apparently you could just blast. I guess Louise's hitbox turns off when you finish the fight, but I still don't want to drive through her. Casual stream gets the perfect relic. Exactly. Akano. Yep, exactly, Ray. Those barrel bastards are the reason I hate doing Jetboard Jetty. Yep. And only time trial. For me, it's in general.
Oh, good. You're awake. All right. 2 masks down, 2 to go. Feeling a little less panicked. I was at a 10 before. Now I'm at a solid.
Crash 5 Guardians win.
9.78. Oh yeah, these bandicoots are here to help.
Bandicoots. I love that. Richard Horvitz.
Love this guy.
Either paid attention or just decided to call him that for fun, but to pronounce it specifically Bandicoots, because Clancy Brown would do that as Cortex in the older games. So that's actually pretty cool. I don't know if it's a callback. It's like the most subtle of callbacks or not, but frankly, Tana vs. Tana's lone wolf plus independent strong-willed personality is a tired trope in this day and age. I mean, sure, but just because it's a trope doesn't mean it's necessarily bad when done a particular way, or depending on how it's done and whenever you're watching or playing, I suppose. If you can do something creative with it, then you know it's whatever. Yeah, this title's a bit dumb. This game is more about dimension traveling than time travel. Well, also, it's not even supposed to be about time travel. That was warped. I mean, it's dimension hopping. It's dimension. I know it's about time, so I understand. But like, we are going to different time periods, but then we're also popping across dimensions. It's kind of a blend of both. Yeah, Raven, Akano loves nachos, which implies that the masks can eat. And if they can eat, then I have to know, how do they shit? Crash 4, asking the important questions. How do masks shit? Can they shit? Can they throw up? What do they throw up? I mean, where are their stomachs? Can they only shit if they summon a body like Uka Uka's done twice? I don't know. You have to ask the important questions here. The moment Tana ties up Crash and Coco, you'll know what's going to happen next a mile away. She's going to go out and do her own thing. Let's go here. She says, no, I will go alone. It's a movie thing. It's definitely a movie trope. Which, again, this game feels like a movie. It even has a title sequence in the first cutscene. But I don't mind it too much. I mean, it's whatever, I guess. The barrel rats don't hit you themselves. It's the barrels that hit you. And that's what I mean by generous. Because you can squeeze through them without issue. I didn't even know that. I mean, that's true.
For now, we're stuck taking the long route.
Akano, looks evil, just wants nachos.
Friends, I have a fun little game for you to play. I've got a reward for the clever bandicoot.
It's just the way they did it with Tana vs. Tana was not very inspired. I mean, Lozio, what's up? It's not really dimension hopping if most of the quote-unquote dimensions are the same universe and crashes. But do we know that? I mean, that's the part where, again, it's not made apparent, but that doesn't mean that it's still not there. We don't know if... Well, first off, too, because... This is where it gets weird, right? This is where it gets weird. We're hopping across dimensions and time periods. So unless Crash and Coco in another universe fucking existed in the 1600s or whatever, like, you know, that's where it gets weird. Like, that's where Toys for Bob, I guess, opted to focus more so on the dimension itself, or the time period, than the dimension itself, than the time period, and where the alternate part comes in, you know. I mean, hell, Dingodile's part, I mean, Mosquito Marsh was a few days ago, so I guess, I mean, it's a very odd couple days to go back to, guess, you know. I mean, I may or may not do a video on this very subject because it raises a lot of questions. I don't know if anyone else already has, but it's an interesting topic. For sure. It's still dimension hopping when there are different characters from different dimensions and alternate selves. We just really get the sense of, we see 2 and get the sense of 2 more. You know, we see Entropy in another dimension who's not even male, and we see Tana, who's a badass, and it's implied that in their universe, Crash and Coco did not survive. Well, I say implied. It's outright confirmed that they did not survive, which is dark for a Crash game for sure. In a game where you get fucking eaten and maimed and bent in half, this game, they get cracked in half and then thrown off to the side, and all this shit, for all that cartooniness to happen, and then for fucking Femtropy to be like, no, I killed them. It's like, fuck. I definitely want to see more of her because she seems to be an even bigger bad than... She has the potential to be a bigger bad than even Prime Entropy himself. Because his plot was big, his scheme was big in this game, but she's actually murdered. In a canon Crash game, a character, let alone it being a villain, of course, has murdered. So, you know, that's pretty big. I like to see them give her more of a badass role than just, here's this surprise character for a gasp moment, you know. Mario does the same thing with Galaxy. For all of the cartoony deaths that Mario has and whatnot, Rosalina's mom actually did die, you know, so you find that out through the storybook. And then you also have some cool aha moments, or like gasp moments, in, like, say, Odyssey or whatever, with, like, the Lord of Lightning, or things like that, or the ending to the game was a really cool, but things like the Lord of Lightning were just kind of glanced over, you know? So, like, I like to see stuff like that have more time to just kind of be fleshed out, I suppose. Oi! Wee. Let's get these. And get these. And break you. Look at those glitchy the shadows of the crates down there. They're fluid enough right there, but if you go back, you'll see that they get really, like, jittery. It's really funny. Oi. It's still dimension hopping. Yeah, I already read that. Chuckle nuts. Everything they eat gets transported to outer space. Sure. Still doesn't explain how they shit, though. Damn it, I want answers. Toys for Bob. You cannot imply outright in a canon game that masks can eat and not answer the question of how they shit. Something else I should probably ask Lou. Hey Lou, I've got a question. How do the masks shit? You'd be like, what? I'd be more so surprised if he gave like a solid answer. Like, oh, well, you know. You open a rift, and then... you know that scene from Start of the Mask? You know, for all who've actually watched it. Or no, I think the first Mask movie does it too, where, you put the mask on, or before they put the mask on for the first time, it, like, calls to them by, like, opening itself up, and, like, lights beaming out of it or whatever. So, yeah, that's how they do it. They open up, and a beam of light, but then just excrement comes out. Oh boy. The places my mind goes to sometimes. Yeah, a few days ago, me was the same timeline. I mean, yeah, for places like that, like Mosquito Marsh, of course, yeah. Not all of them are set in the same timeline or whatever, obviously, but like it's sometimes hard to discern which places are in fact from a different dimension, unless it's outright called like the Snacks dimension or the 11th dimension. Then it's obvious. But okay, who wants to go for Kawaii? Do we do that, or do we do do we progress forward? Let me know as I read chat. It's going to be a Crash Cinematic Universe with 5, just you wait. If we get a good-ass, fucking amazing crossover game with Crash and Spyro down the line that is on the scale of this and not some fucking party minigame game, and we get some good-ass cutscenes with good voice acting, everyone comes together, I'm going to shit myself. I will shit on camera. No, I won't. But I will fucking lose my mind. I want them to dive deep into that Tanaverse. It'd be a good sequel story-wise. Definitely. Especially because a lot of the conflict and story stuff does come from the Tanaverse anyway. Pinstripe has a wanted poster and Offbeat. He does. Christian Coco and her dimension are just stupid. Imagine they're just idiots. That is called the 10th dimension. Because Crash is feral and Coco there is just seductive and not smart. That's what they said. They said that she was going to be less, she was going to be dumber than Prime Coco. So that's not me trying to put some weird shit out there. I'm back from the sack and I didn't expect that twist. What? Were you twisting your nuts around? Back from the sack. What a dumb way to put that shit together. Yeah, sack boy. Yeah, was that Naomi? I don't know if you answered that. I didn't see. I think that was the Naomi fight. Especially if he says twist, and that means, yeah, them, the cutscene after you free Naomi. The story's a disappointment, not like any other game in the series had that much deepness in its story. I mean, it didn't. It just had a base plot, get to the goal. That was like the whole point of every other Crash game, basically. Except for, like, I guess Titans and whatever Mutant, which were directly linked to one another, I suppose. And even then, the fucking original games were linked together, but I don't know. This game dared to go deeper with its story. Even if it doesn't make much sense, or leave some plot holes, you know, it was still a good first attempt. I like really getting a good story in there. It's still a story and ends in some cliffhangers with unexplained territories. Yes. Chicky boy, what's up? I still feel alternate Tana is still not even really a Tana from another dimension. Crash and Coco said the Tana didn't just disappeared. Well, they didn't disappear, they just kind of lost touch, which could either mean she ran off to do her own thing, or what? I mean, I know that Nitrofield is not canon, but don't forget that Prime Tana still became a badass in this post-hiatus portrayal of her. Even with Insane, she's still kind of a badass. She at least punches a lab assistant and doesn't just, help me. So, they're trying to give her a more, whether it's Prime or alternate Tana, they try to give her a more badass demeanor and personality. So maybe she just left to go and do her own thing. So I don't know. That's how I see it anyway. I mean, you know, it's whatever. Frankly, this game didn't leave me impressed with Femtreby because of how they handled her in the story. I mean, yeah. I mean, she has to. I mean, for a serious villain to have for a serious villain to have their comedic moments or funny moments is one thing too. Because I mean, look at Avatar. Like I'm rewatching Avatar with the family right now, and there are moments where the most jackassiest of villains can still have some funny moments. It's still a kids show. It's still a comedy. So to have a nice balance and not have it feel like it came out of left field or like it was just thrown into, it has to be funny. Like, if you do it right, it's still fine. For both Entropies to be defeated the way they were and to have their moment where they hit the wall and they're just like, blasted bandicoots, like, it's still funny and it's okay. But if you mean more so in terms of how she was just kind of thrown in and then discarded immediately after the fight, I mean, yeah, they should have focused on her more. Or even Entropy for that matter. Entropy just kind of serves to be like, I'm the big villain now. It's like they were trying to do a twist on top of a twist. So the twist is going, okay, well now Cortex is teaming up with us, and Entropy is the bad guy. And then you defeat him like that, and it's like, okay, I guess we're fine. And it's cool how the Snacks Dimension is like your cooldown, story-wise. It's still pretty tough. But cooldown world from the story until then Cortex goes, you know what, I'm the bad guy still. So that's like the second twist. But I kind of wish that Entropy was the main villain of the whole thing and stayed that way, because he's got the potential. A lot of people were saying before this game came out, and before we knew that that was even going to happen, or that a lot of focus on Entropy was going to be a thing in this game, people were like, Entropy seems like if he can phase through and travel through and hop dimensions on his own, and whatever else the case may be, he's a pretty powerful villain. You can do a lot with him. And they do a lot with him here for the most part, but you know. Mark, do a rap. No. Hi, Vilshi. Will Miharu be joining us? She was in the chat for a minute. She'll be phasing in and out. She may or may not come in if she wants to through party chat. That's completely up to her. Victor's in the background, kind of doing his own thing. So this is more so like a me stream, which I haven't had in a very long time, and it's very weird. I don't like it too much. We don't even know where they got sent to exactly. Entropy being handled the way she was handled is literally Trophy from Crash 3. The exact same way. And the 100% ending implies that they're still around. Oh, of course, yeah. They're still around. Yeah, especially because the 100% ending is a reference to Cortex's 100% ending, or alternate ending, or I guess 100%, from Crash 1. It's the exact same dialogue. So, like, they're implying stuff for sure. Lulu, I told you to never call me here. I told you to never call me here again. Lou, how do they shit? Seems your toys for Bob now. Yeah, sorry that I'm like super behind on chat. Usually I have somebody else helping me, but he's in the background playing on his like DS or some shit. I really like Eden Regal's performance as Coco. It's so good. She's super cute. I love it. Current Tana still exists as a literal cameo for Rude Awakening's bonus round. That's what I was saying. Yeah, they still... I mean, Crash has always held on to memories of Tana, even after she left or whatever the case was. And it's still, even in this game, not implied what happened to make them split ways. But, again, you know, they probably just split ways. They at least somewhat referenced it. We lost touch in your dimension, too, you know. So, I mean, they kind of... I'll save Kawaii for later, by the way. I want to just get on with the story. Apple shit on camera, Mark 2021. Take all my famous quotes from throughout the years and just put them all in a bucket. Put the quotes in the bucket. Oh boy. Wait. Nope, shut up. I already know what you say, I don't care. You could have at least paid half. Yeah, I know. Cortex is a little bitch, isn't he? But if Tana changed, old Tana changed her identity and calls herself Isabella, and that's why Isabella looks like Tana. That's like a, yeah, that's like a fucking, that was always really weird. Everyone, I suppose at the time, really was confused from the original CTR days in thinking that Isabella was just Tana. That's probably why, especially because Tana and Isabella are now in the same game for Nitro Field. That's why they had to give them, or at least her, a different hairstyle. I think even the types of the colors of blonde that their hair is are different, I think. I also appreciate the fact that they gave the Nitro Squad different shades of fur, different fur colors. Makes them feel individualized. Oi. Boom, look how you can cut through his hitbox there. But sometimes you can't. This level's really dragging on. I wonder also if they took reference from Titans and Might Never Mutant for the different shapes of Wumpa Fruit. So that was one thing I thought was really cool, that they made it a couple different models for the Wumpa Fruit. They're not all the same exact shape, that iconic mango-ish shape. And they have little different little bits to them. Because the Titans Might Never Mutant were the first games to change the way Wumpa Fruit looked shape-wise. Looks like you're the developer now. Also a bit iffy if still a bit iffy on if Uka Uka really is the one who opened the damn rift, because if you can do it, Aku Aku should be able to do that. Maybe. I mean, you gotta think too that Uka Uka's always wanted power, so there's always the chance that Uka Uka technically is more powerful. Again, it's like an Avatar thing. Like Azula is very clearly, if you look at the visual storytelling with her and Zuko, she's obviously more powerful than Zuko. She's trained a lot more, and she's had a more, ironically, she's had a bit of more of a level head, for as fucking crazy as she is. Hence the irony. But to be able to really just master these kinds of firebending techniques and whatnot, almost seemingly easily, well, Zuko has to really train for it. But yet, he prevails in the end just because he's the good guy, he's got the stronger spirit or whatever. Hopefully they didn't hear that. Spoilers. But, you know, likewise here, like, I'm more than willing to believe that Uka Uka is the, more powerful of the two, but because Aku Aku is more wise, and that was something I wanted to actually touch upon in my fan film, that Uka Uka is stronger. Like, that's just where it's at. Uka Uka is stronger. But Aku Aku prevails because of his wisdom and how he can keep a level head and whatnot. He's more tactical and such. Uka Uka is just more abrasive. But the same can probably be said... Okay, that was weird. The same can be said, I guess, for them in canon. Like, you know, I'm willing to believe that the reason why Uka Uka can even do that is because he's probably more powerful. Or is taking that time in imprisonment to be able to hone that ability. I mean, we don't even... That's not explained either, you know? I mean, the easy way out is to be like, well, they're mystical masks. They can do shit. That's, like, really cool. It's like, yeah, but they've never been able to do shit like that before. That's actually... Oh, that would be an interesting video. Like, just on the powers of the two of them. And of the masks in general, I suppose. Other masks, too, with the elementals and whatnot. But, I don't know. Oh, please don't kill me. And I probably would have gotten... No, I wouldn't have, because I did not do the bonus round, because screw that bonus round. 10 boxes exactly. Aku Aku doing that would defy his primary role, the bandicoots. I mean, pretty much, yeah.
I thought my sweater was a cat.
You gotta pay attention to the small things. It's best thing I love about the Crash levels is that they always come up with the crazy puns. That's always been a thing. Look, what I'm saying is this. What if there's a universe where Tana just doesn't exist at all? There could be. I don't know what that would entail, but I mean, it's not off the table. There's a universe where Crash and Coco died, so, I mean... The Dimension Law says any universe is possible. I mean, yeah. I believe main Tana is with the Nitro Squad, since the Pinstripe stuff is a manga cartoon, a manga canon idea. Yeah, we just don't know, you know, if they'll ever decide to make that canon, because they've made a lot of other things canon and whatnot. So here, again, is a great example of visual storytelling. I mentioned this in one of the upcoming videos for Crash. that this place, I'm led to believe, doesn't even actually look like this, all topsy-turvy, because of the fact that you've got a bumpaberry tree right here, and bumpaberries cause hallucinations, which is why we even have inverted mode in the first place. That's their in-game justification for it, is that you are high. Look at Brio. So, I mean, that's fucking brilliant. I love it. Plus, this place just feels a lot like Skylanders, even with the music. The music here sounds like Skylanders. It sounds like Imaginators. Sounds like fucking Fizz World. That's not a bad thing. Let's see. Bro, you'll never catch up to the chat. I know. I usually have someone here to help me. You've heard of dimension hopping. Here's dimension shitting. Okay, let's go all the way back down. This place, in my opinion, reminds me 100% of Dreamweavers. That's true, too. I mean, Dreamweavers was, I guess, Toys for Bob's inspiration for the Skylands anyway, so I mean... Plus, they try to kind of incorporate a little bit more Skylanders stuff as references and whatnot into Dreamweavers and Reignited, so it all just kind of comes back full circle. Also, this box can go fuck itself. I always forget it's there. Yeah, give me a sec. I'll catch up with the chat again. I think in every Crash universe there's always a Tana, since Crash 1's story is about Crash going back to the castle to find her. I mean, that's true. But you never know. It could go both ways. I mean, I don't know if there's a law or a principle or a theory for that. That when introducing characters in that sense, there's always an alternate universe. Of all the alternate universes, they're always there. There's never a universe where any one character does not exist. I mean, we don't really know if that's a law or a principle. In anything that's time travel or multiverse related, I mean. I do not know. Whee! Oh, fuck, I barely made that. I was not paying attention, I was too cocky. All upside down stuff in the scenery, yeah. Night Dog only posted that to cover their asses on why Tana is absent from... This level gets all the shit, and I feel sad because it's my favorite level in the game. Rip me. I mean, oh boy, then you're not gonna like one of my upcoming videos. I mean, granted, God, I don't want to spoil what I have planned, but you can probably already guess from the little bits I've been accidentally giving away. I'm not gonna reveal it, but you know. Also the fact that you can tell the arc has been, Crash's jump arc doesn't go in a perfect, like, rainbow anymore. It doesn't go in that perfect arc. It has like it has the height, and then you dip down at a slant. And parts like this make you aware of that. So you can't, necessarily argue that the game doesn't teach you the new mechanics, or rather the new controls and how they feel different from Insane. They teach you. You just gotta be aware of it. Because it's very subtle. But I like that a lot. And see, now here's the thing. When I want, like, Aaron and everyone to understand that when someone like me says, oh, I think a Spyro game could benefit from something like that, it's not making the game harder like Crash. It's implementing these nice little tactics into being like, well, Spyro, if they're going to go down this route of we're going to keep these characters very similar to their classic selves and their classic gameplay styles, but trying to remix that stuff so it's a bit more challenging and there's a little more of a difficulty curve, so even the vets have to learn Crash and Spyro and whatever all over again. I want them to do it in this more tactical kind of way that doesn't feel cheap or even that challenging, but can still go yeah, it's not as easy as the originals, even if it's fashioned after the originals. This game really does strive to kind of give us that. So I definitely want to see a Spyro game kind of take that approach with, like, oh lord, with like the more, giving Spyro a bit more of a tactical approach than like make it hard, make it difficult. You know, like I don't want that either for Spyro, but I want to see a more tactical approach. That's basically what I take advantage of everything. The fucking jump arc, the spin, doing that, having like the how Abdul said in the chat earlier, like Coyote time, named after Wile E. Coyote, hanging off, you know, that midair, fucking take advantage of stuff like that. Like that's crazy, but this game does it. I mean, it's more of an assist in the older games, or even Insane. I think Insane has it, but here it's a legit thing that they kind of task you with nailing down, and it even extends to the flashback tapes. So it's a mechanic. It's a feature. It's something they want you to get used to doing for one purpose or another, whether it's for the people who want to go out of their way to do the hard stuff, or just to do something a little bit off to the side, like grab some boxes or grab a hidden gem or whatever. I'm so confused about what I'm trying to say. Hold on, let me go back in the chat. Let me get to a safer part first. With what? In the flashback tapes, Crash and Coco escaped through a pipe, but in the final boss scene in Crash 1, he escapes. It's different. Well, actually, for Crash, it's not. Because his last trial takes place the day he escapes. It takes place before the opening. Remember, Cortex and Brio used two machines, the Volvo Ray first to mutate them, and then the Cortex Vortex to brainwash them. So we can only assume that because Cortex actually around this time took a liking to Crash, that he only really just mutated him first, then put him through the trials to test his agility and his skills, and then they wanted to brainwash him so that way he could be their general. I mean, if you listen to Cortex's dialogue, that's basically what he says. This Bandicoot will be my general. I mean, not even quoting Crash 1, but I mean, that's what his ultimate goal is for Crash. But he has to test him first to make sure he's up to the task. Then, as we all know, it doesn't work, and yada yada. But Crash escapes through the opening, through Crash 1's opening first and foremost. Whether it's Crash 4, it's Insane, it's the original game, that's how he escapes. That was a bad time to go. That was my bad. For Coco, I mean, they never explained how she escapes, so for that, I mean, this is Crash 4's way of telling how she escapes, which is the first time it's ever been depicted. Please have some time. Please have enough time. I'm not gonna have enough time! Oh, okay. Okay. Do you think Crunch will return with elemental masks? Dark Bleeder, what's up? I don't know. I mean, I don't want like a full-blown Wrath of Cortex throwback or remake or anything like that, but if they bring that stuff back as not just cameos or references, I mean, I would like to see what they would do with it. It'd be interesting for sure. As long as main Tana isn't forgotten about, then I won't mind alt Tana's existence. I mean, for sure, because they're gonna want to probably push for a little while longer now. They probably will want to push alt Tana, but yeah, no, I definitely want to see Prime Tana still exist as well. Where the fuck? Oh, I know where. Damn it! It's that one other one that's with that little wooden balcony. Which was just earlier before this. I forgot about it. And I died once anyway, so, you know. Even though I got the 3 max, I wouldn't have gotten the flashback tape Anyway. Sorry, not the flashback tape. The fucking perfect relic. Ha! Crash in the quantum mass versus Crunch in the elementals. That'd be pretty dope. The flashback tapes lines were cutscenes after the gameplay parts. Eh? Okay. It's confusing since the flashback Cortex is patient, but in Crash 1 he's not. I don't know how you would explain that. The flashback tape Cortex is more patient, but in Crash 1 he's not. Probably because, I mean, that just could be a difference in portrayal. I mean, Cortex was always originally meant to be like, he's just, that's why he's got bags under his eyes. He's always working on stuff, they always end up failing. He's a laughingstock in the scientist community, so he wants to prove everyone wrong by doing this. I mean, he's basically like, screw everyone, I'm going to take over the world. My machines will work, my experiments will be successful. So that's basically what his whole shtick is for Cortex. But yeah, I mean, it's the case that, I mean, maybe it's too because he doesn't really reference his past failures in Ripperoo or anyone else who just kind of went to go off and do their own thing like Koala Kong or Pinstripe. But with Crash, he thought this was really going to work. So I think that's why he feels so more so like, he's more like, yeah, no, I'm chill. I think because of the fact that he's more confident that Crash will be successful. He probably feels like he's perfected everything that he needs to make Crash work. And then even Crash doesn't fight. For Crash, he becomes his one greatest nemesis. So, you know. In a way, Cortex is almost like a tragic character. I mean, he clearly has the most character development, I suppose.
Ooze your way to victory. Oh, why?
Why don't people take me seriously?
People take me seriously.
And Maurice LaMarche did say that one funnier. That line. He sounded very defeated. I mean, he's not defeated yet here, but you get what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to say. I didn't jump. That was my bad. Dart! I wish he actually taught in this form. The Hulk jokes can only go so far before it becomes a little tiring, at least. This is the third game, mind you, in the series. Disregarding the very first game. It's the third game in this fucking, like, post-hiatus series of games where Brio turns into the exact same fucking thing. At least in Transanity, he turned into a frog thing. Oh yeah, that is also weird too. If the timing is right, when Cortex condemns his past self, that's when Crash's final trial should be happening. Yeah, that's where it just gets weird. It's like, I don't know. I mean, you can argue that the flashback tapes, I mean, those were the dates of when it happened, not when the events of this game happened, and they traveled there, and then Prime Cortex started fucking things up. You know? So, that's the events as they should have happened, and as Crash 4 shows that they happened, but in the main Crash 4 story, Cortex then goes and starts fucking shit up. So, that's how I guess you can explain that part away. Yeah, 2 trophies exist, 2 Cortexes exist, although this one revolves between a past and current version, so 2 Taunts can still exist. Yeah, no, exactly. Oh boy, here comes my favorite world. How long have we been going for? Classic Crash. Oof, 2 hours. Wow. Didn't even feel like it. 2 hours, and I'm going through naturally, not dying a whole lot, and I'm still barely, like, not even halfway into the game, story-wise. How crazy is that? This really is one of the biggest Crash games they've ever made. For it being styled after the classic Crash formula, anyway, because 2 hours, I would have beaten Crash 1 twice over already. And one of those times definitely would have been 100% already. At this point. That's how fast I can beat Crash 1. But Crash 4 is packed with levels and shit. I'm not doing anything, I'm not going to be doing, you know, inverted or whatever. I mean, I'm probably actually going to stop in a little bit. Probably after this world. Maybe. See you, Frederick. Thanks for stopping, bruh. Stopping in. My idea is this, by the way Crash escapes, but how he escapes is different. But it's not really, is it? Like I was trying to explain, it's not. That's a good animation. It's a good face for Crash to make. But it really isn't, because, like I was explaining, to try and make it sound not too complicated, no matter how you slice it, every single way we've seen Crash escape from Cortex after the experiment fails, it's always the same. He runs out the window and he falls, and the events of Crash 1 start. What happens is that... Here, I gotta stop playing so I can explain this. I'm sorry, okay. So, I'm actually gonna take these off too, so that way the music doesn't distract me. Basically, however you slice it, Crash escapes the same way. He still... In Crash 4, it still gets corrected to where... the experiment fails, and he runs away, and because they show Insane footage, you can then say, well, that's the events of Insane. By extension, it's the events of Crash, of the OG Crash 1, in a weird way. But because Lex Lang is Cortex, and yada yada, the events of Insane kick off. No matter how you slice it, with looking at Insane before Crash 4, and looking at Insane in Crash 4, or even looking back at Insane, now that Crash 4 is out, and knowing how the end happens. Still the same way. But yeah, where it can get weird when you're just looking at it without understanding this kind of stuff is when everyone's going back to the past at the end of this game, but then you look at the flashback tape, and yeah, Cortex should be doing Crash's last trial. So like I just said, the last trial happens the day that he gets attempts to get brainwashed, and then it fails, and then Crash 1 kicks off. Well, it happens in the flashback tapes. It's not inconsistent. The flashback tapes are tapes. If we're going to take them as literal tapes that you could put into a VHS player, then already happened, and that's the way it happened. Then we get into timelines. So the original timeline of Crash 4's 1996 happens where the trials happen. And the day of his last one is the day that Crash 1 kicks off. And he escapes. Then in the storyline of this game, you get to the end, everyone's going back, they're time traveling back to the past. Now shit's getting kind of a little weird, because now Cortex is trying to warn his past self, and then he ends up knocking out his past self, and almost undoes the way Crash 1 was supposed to go. Because Cortex is not there to run the test on Crash, that final trial. And then from there go, okay, now he's primed for the brainwashing. But then it gets corrected because when you have your battle with him and all that stuff, they correct it. So, you know. But either way you slice it, in terms of Crash's escape, it's still always the same way. So, I mean, that's what I'm trying to clarify, I guess. Sorry, that's how I see it. And I think that's how they are meaning for it to be portrayed, but, I mean, I could be wrong, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, here's the Eruptor. Where's Spyro? Give me a little spirit. Where's little Spyro? There's Pura. Oh, there he is. Current Cortex warning his past self is some sort of everything in the same moment kind of thing. I mean, yeah. There he is. There's his Are his eyes actually purple? Okay, they are. They just don't... Under the certain... There's... The lighting changes his... It's purple. Okay. I was under the impression that they made his eyes red specifically to more so reference Skylander Spyro while keeping a more reignited inspired look. But that's not the case. It's purple. I thought his eyes were red. But yeah, the way Spyro is... That's something worth considering at the very, very, very least. Not just in the artwork and the art book, but more so in the fact that, yeah, Spyro's general design here is in fact different. They could have made the model, even if it's running on a different engine or whatever. Actually, it's not even running on a different engine. They're both Reignited and this game run in Unreal. So you could have definitely made, or just literally imported Reignited's fucking look or design or model or whatever and just tweaked it to fit the references you wanted to make here. They went ahead and slightly redesigned him, ever so slightly. But he looks a little bit different. It's not exactly the Reignited Spyro look to a T. So take that for what you will. Maybe that means that they're trying to prime us for a new Spyro game or what? I don't know. Who knows? Fate Crash is a jester. Except he's not when you see him and run it by you. So I don't fucking know. Designs are weird. Crash lore is much more interesting when it's told by fans versus playing the games and watching the cutscenes. Proof of the cartoon should focus on the lore and explore characters and worlds. Yeah, if we get a cartoon, I do want to see world building and stuff. I mean, it's Crash, and Crash most definitely, especially because he already somewhat has, quote unquote, a show on Crash would definitely take the more like episodic, like SpongeBob route rather than like an Avatar route and build the world and characters and be like, you know, a story going through the whole show. Hell, even Skylanders Academy is less... I mean, it kind of balances both. It's episodic in which different things happen to different characters and certain episodes focus on specific members of the team, of the core 5 or 6 or so Skylanders. But then there's the overarching story with Chaos and his mom and these secrets and all that stuff. So, like, I kind of like that. It's something I wish the games had. But anyway, you know, and I see a Crash show taking... It can very easily take, because of how wacky and derpy the characters in Crash has proven to be over the years. A show could definitely just go that SpongeBob route. Oh, now they're going to find a relic, and it has powers, but then that conflict gets resolved in that episode, and the next episode something completely random and different happens, you know? But if they did go the world building route, that could be super cool too, because, I mean, if this game proves anything, Crash's universe has very unique, crazy looking worlds and dimensions and whatnot, so that could definitely make for some awesome entertainment as well in terms of a show. But Crash already kind of did go the episodic route, again, quote unquote, with those Titans promo shorts. That felt very episodic. So Crash could just... Oh, fuck. I was trying to make the TNT hit that, and then make that TNT hit that, and I fucked it up. I mean, that's just promo shorts, though. So, I mean, I don't know, Crash has it's the easy way out to, like, have a show take that direction for Crash. But it would be way more impactful to see a show take... That's like a show for Spyro the Dragon, rather, would do world building and whatnot. You would see it first, you would probably expect it first from Spyro than you would from Crash, but I can see Crash taking that too, because it'd be interesting. Okay, hold on. Yeah, Crash cartoon could go for the Justice League Unlimited route. Part episodic, part serialized. Yeah, focus on lore, but make it episodic. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I use Skylanders Academy for that exact thing. And then you guys, Scooby-Doo can do it, Batman's done it, yeah, exactly. Even before Balloon Spire, it was a new Skylanders design. I've said my piece on how I think Skylanders could still work today, but it can't go the Toys to Life route. It literally can't. Seeing how last year went, and we still have restrictions and whatnot going on now, it cannot afford to go that way. It literally cannot afford financially to go that way. It will not work. Number one, the initial Skylanders and Toys to Life run with all the other series died because exactly how I felt it was going to be this, not just a fad or whatever, and very commercialized. I mean, it was commercialized, but the financial part of it crumbled eventually. They just, the prices they were asking for all the toys and all that stuff, and the fact that the games just got way too overpriced because of that. Look at the way the LEGO games do it. Just unlock characters in game as you go along. Meet them, fight them, do whatever to bring them onto your side. You can do creative things with that. One of the games I'm doing, I want to implement a team system where you can play as multiple characters, but meet them in that kind of way. I mean, that's very more interesting to me than just buying your character with real money, you know? Sorry, that's as far as I'll go with Skylanders talk today. I mean, every time we get into that, I just start ranting or raving or going on long-winded spiels, so I apologize. Okay, I was trying to jump under them, and that didn't happen. I also want to make it clear, because it's a casual stream, I'm not beating the game today. Like I said, I'm going to stop probably after this world. So, I'll try and go a bit faster, but at the same time, I still want to get as much as I can. I guess. Or whatever. Heck, a Crash cartoon should go for the He-Man 2000X route by featuring from the game. Yes! If Erin were in the voice chat, she would more than agree with you, probably. Because, I mean, the first show that she and I watched when we were just, you know, friends hanging out was He-Man, was that exact version of He-Man. And I was super into it. Yeah, see, there she is. Yes. Exactly. I knew she would love that idea. Exactly. You know what we should do for... Oh, fuck. You know what we should do for anniversary, Aaron? We should do that. We should watch He-Man again. As much of it as we can. Not the whole show in one day. Unless you're up for that. And you might be, I don't know. But we should definitely watch. That should be one thing that we do for our anniversary. We should probably do that. Oh, fuck. What am I doing? The nitros don't phase. Why do I forget this every time I come to this part of the level? Also, watch for Iparu in the background. Delegated to a cameo appearance. He was supposed to be the boss of Running By You, and then he wasn't. But I appreciate that they kept his theme song in the music, at least. There he is. Whee, look at him. Iparu's so cute sometimes, if he's not fucking insane. He's an adorable little bean. Here, let me finish this level, and then I'll get back to comments. I am really hungry, too, so I do want to end off soon, because I want to eat. I still was playing Feed me, you fat fucker. God, everyone's commenting at once. This is brilliant. Keep it up. I want the conversations to keep going. Yoy! Yeah, I missed a bunch of crates. Look at these skull boys. I don't have pizza, don't worry about it. I ate oven pizza last night. Once Crash goes to that window, that's the moment he becomes the Bandicoot we know. A Crash cartoon should do world building, but keep the humor to it. Also, the cartoon needs to know the modern audience, and I think Crash can adapt to modern cartoon storytelling. I mean, you know, I feel like it probably could. Heck, a Crash cartoon should... Yeah, I read that one already. Trying to be in the cause of the Cortex Castle being on fire. Exactly. By staging a rebellion against the subjects. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, even if they tweaked it to be its own story within the cartoon, like Skylanders does or Sonic Boom does or whatever, but then like it still references the games and the fact that it knows it comes from the games. That's fine. Or if they wanted to straight up adapt a storyline from the games and do whatever with it, I don't know. Or just make it random and episodic. I mean, it can go many different ways. So I'm not really sure if one were to come out, what it would do. Which route it would take. New video is up for patrons. Will be public on Monday. Yay! Go and follow. Yeah, by the way, for those of you who may not know, Miharu does have a Patreon now, and I've linked it in the description of all our streams, so you can go ahead and pledge to her Patreon to become a patron there. So now you will, your reward for doing so, you'll get sneak peeks to her videos, it seems. So that's awesome. Do that. I do not think I have a Did I add? Hold on, let me just check. It's here in the description right now. I do not have. Oof. Yeah, I need to put up the Discord. Discord. In the not the chat, but in the description. I will do that later. But yeah, follow Miharu. Pop-Up Girls and Batman are good examples of how to write villains in a cartoon and make them interesting. Crash should take notes, since most of the cast and Crash are villains. Yeah, because then you can like, introduce them one by one. They can either be villains of the week or whatever. And I say it as if it's gonna run like actually on TV. It's probably be like a Netflix show or some shit. But you know what I mean? Like an episodic villain or whatever. That'd be pretty cool. Because then they can come back. Because they have so many appearances in the games, they'll be introduced per episode and have their own episode to shine, and then come back later to just team up and to do the things they do in the games. Team up, betray one another, do this and that. That would be so fucking cool. And really funny. That was a sharp inhale, sorry. One thing that, speaking of Eric, what's his name, that I put earlier from Twitter, early on in the stream, in the chat, they animated this part for Dingo, and apparently, when you're watching him just kind of hold that silly, goofy face, everything, it didn't freeze necessarily or anything. It's still moving around, but because of him getting in front of the TV and stuff, it's really hard to see that stuff. But I think the fact that they clarify how much animation went into the animation, how much detail and whatnot, that's awesome. I like it. Also the South Park sounding ass music. This music for a swamp level sounds very fucking PS2 era. That's not bad, I just think it's really funny. I get like Jack vibes or some shit from this. From the music specifically in this level. Or like Frog or the Great Quest. God forbid that game ever makes a return into my life. It's not very fun. It's a very strange game, very weird. Let's hear Dingodile say bastards.
Get every last one of you.
The moment that made everyone go, the fuck? Wait, what? I really wish, there were moments like that where I really wish that I didn't follow Crash News and stuff so much for my content, because of the fact that I too would have been super surprised to just hear fucking Dingo say bastards without knowing that that word was going to show up in the game anyway. Or hell. When Thomas says gives him hell. I mean, even then, I didn't know that was going to be said, especially by her. But, we were all anticipating that Bastards was going to show up in the game anyway. Because the ESRB said it was, so. But that's just funny. Doing that would be one to just start fucking cussing. And then before you go, like, bastards isn't a cuss word, but, you know, using more adult-ish language, because it's not every day that you hear a fucking kid's video game or a child's cartoon show say bastards, or piss, or something like a regular show did. Or crap. Oh god, this pole. I don't like these guys because they home in on you and they suck. Oh shit. Hey, die. Die please, thank you. Here, let's get this one. And miss. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Hit it. Okay, don't hit it. There we go. There's one way to do it. I don't think I ever got to upload that little clip, because I clipped it off the PS4. The one time Mary and I were playing this on our off time, she was watching me, and I was trying to get the perfect relic on this stage, and I missed that box that was on the target, and so I had to find, and I already exhausted all, I got everything else, I had every single crate except for that one, so I had no TNT to throw at that crate, or at the target, so I took a chance and just did what I did right now. And I said, oh, that worked. Go, 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 go. And I just fucking bolted all the way back over to the ending. And I fucking got the perfect result. I was like, oh my god, that worked. So I'll probably try and get that uploaded to Twitter at some point, because that shit was so funny. It's a really long clip, so I have to split it into like at least 2 parts that get the gist of what was going on, so you can see what we were doing, because that shit was just really funny. I'll sacrifice knockout. Okay, who cares? I'll get to chat right now. Let me just... Nice! Let me just hit this up. It's checkpoint. Okay. Yeah, no. I am aware that, Felshi... No, yeah. I'm aware that Crash games have had cussing before, but they were never, like, super in your face and part of the character saying it in the story. Like, Engine does say smartass in Mind Over Mutant, but it's just in the credits. And I forgot whose name you have to press for him to say it. And then apparently Cortex says something so crazy they bleep it for the joke in Tag Team. And Tag Team has a few things too. And there's like Hellfire something is one of the Magmadon's attacks in Titans, so I mean, it's been around, just not nearly as, oh yeah, and then there's Skank. I forgot that was one. That was because they wrote it, and apparently fucking Lex Lane didn't know necessarily the context they were trying to say it in or whatever for the cutscene, or whatever, so, I mean, yeah, that was like the one time they just kind of said a more mature word, kind of, you know. So let me rephrase, they almost never really did it in your face. They did it like one other time. So, I mean, whatever. Crunch says, damn, that Pasadena girl's fine in CTTR. The fuck? I have not heard... Are you making fun of this? In the demo, an NPC says, ouch, my... They do not say penis in Crash Tag Team Racing. Even in the demo. I thought they said my testicles. I thought that's what they said. I remember hearing something about them trying to get away with like a crazy ass, like saying something weird like that. I thought it was testicles. I don't think it was penis. There is no way. If they said penis, they give me fucking rated T. The testicles isn't much better, but it's this funnier. I don't know. I've never heard of them trying to get away with saying penis in a Crash game. Hi, Mom. She just looks at me with raised eyebrows like, alright. CTTR implied that Cortex served in the Vietnam War, which suggests he's seen some horrific shit there and probably killed a few enemy soldiers. One Clutch says shit in German when you... Yeah, well, you have to know German in order to fucking... They can... When it comes to multi-language stuff or whatever, they can... That's not the easiest way to hide shit. In, no pun intended, but easy way to hide cuss words and whatnot in, kids' media. Okay. But I mean, like, an actual word in your face that's in English that we can understand, that's right in your face. It hasn't happened too much. I do not remember Crunch saying damn. Apparently, fucking Cortex says damn or something like that, and I haven't heard that yet in the entire game, so I'm pretty sure that was either a lie or I just haven't come across it in a very specific instance yet. They say kick-ass. They say hell. They say bastards. This game is trying to give Shadow the Hedgehog a run for its money. Then again, Shadow the Hedgehog was just embarrassing, so, you know, whatever. Open, damn it, open. Oh!
How do you like them wampus?
Yeah, let's just fuck all this nonsense. Yes. I thought I was one of the first ones to handle one of a mutant has mild indirect swearing. Uka Uka says, makes fun of disabled children. I had no clue what he was saying in that cutscene for the longest time. And then when I really listened to what he was saying, I was like, short bus students. I'm like, oh. He basically called them retards. in the educational, mentally retarded sense. But he's basically trying to call them retards. He's basically trying to call them retards. And I was like, that's weird. Because I feel like I finally, like, I was the one, I didn't hear anybody, I didn't read any explanations online of that line and what it meant or anything like that. I pieced it together myself and I went, oh, okay, I get it. That's fucking weird. I think it was testicles. I'm pretty sure it was testicles. You Pasadena with fugly, yeah. I haven't heard her say that though, which is weird. Very, very indirect. Tag Team got away with a lot of crazy, weird shit. And then there makes me think of, there reminds me of other games like Rabbids Go Home, where if you hit NPCs, they'll say, you're pissing me off, or they'll say, my wife is almost pregnant. Whatever that means. So, they got away, and it's Ubisoft, of course, too, so, like, you know. They'll just hide words for lols. Mario plus Rabbids has, like, hell, and I think, it has hell a few times. It has Hellscape, it has Hell in a Shell as a gun you can customize for, I think, Mario. They call Peach the badass princess on the website. Oh shit! Rayman has the same kind of thing. Rayman Origins, the manual calls Batilla like a badass, bodacious babe or something like that. And then there's Hell Breaks Loose in Legends. So I mean, and they're European, so you know that stuff isn't necessarily restricted to them. They don't see it as restricting, so they'll go ahead and use it if they want to. They don't really care. I mean, lest we forget that fucking Rockstar DS game ad with the kid that goes, "Fucking sponge cake!" That aired on TV for people to watch. I find that hilarious and amazing. I wish that we weren't pussies and that we had as much freedom freedom of speech in that aspect in media as they do. I mean, we can still, obviously we can still get away with it in things like Crash or Mario or whatever. Or just whatever. We can get away with it still, but it's looked down upon, and they try to censor it as much as they can. Then I mention episodes of cartoons like Rude Removal or other stuff of that magnitude. Anything that's too heavy, they'll try and censor or straight up delete, fucking can, scrap, ban, or whatever. They'll try their hardest. Here in the Americas. I don't fucking know. Rayman Arena is good. Wait, who the fuck is dissing Rayman Arena in the chat? Ban them. I'm just playing. Don't do it. Don't do it, Maz. I'm just playing. Who the fuck is dissing Rayman Arena? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ooh, Vilchi. No. Hard disagree. Arena is super fun. I have really good memories of with my friends, my neighborhood friends around here, with the multi-tap, just playing Arena. That shit was so fun, and with Victor also. Yeah, that's a hard disagree right there, fam. Hoi! Oh shit! No. That was funny. Because then... Okay. No, you have to have... No, Victor's sarcastically clapping, but you need to... You had to have heard that when I pressed the buttons by accident and I went to that menu, that little symbol just just kind of stayed for a minute. That shit was really funny. The reveal. Did I survive or not? Hell no. No, I did not. I'm trying to see. You cannot... There is no indication at all of where the... Wow. If you were far back as where I just was, coming forward this way, they should have at least shown you off to... It's so off to the side. That is some madness. They should have shown you. Since you're paying attention to the floor, making sure you don't miss your jumps on the barrels, they can at least toy with your vision by then having the gem visible. Or else you still don't know it's really even there. Look how hidden that is. That is like way too hidden. Before I do this, let me catch up with chat. I actually bought the first Rayman game on PS3. Nice. I grew up with the first Rayman game, and it's still really fucking hard. Yeah, no, Abdul Arena is good. It really is. When I buy you is overrated simply because of the hidden gem. They don't give you anything. You have to find it on your own, and that's fine. But damn, is it a little too well hidden. There are like no hints. No clever hints, no hints at all. What you're supposed to do. You can argue, again, it's kind of a early Crash philosophy. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but it was still unfair then, and it doesn't make it not unfair now. It's still kind of unfair. I mean, I'm kind of a hypocrite in saying, oh, well, why? Because I've said, well, why does Insane give you hints and tips on some of those hard-to-find secrets when blah, 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 blah. But it's like, yeah. My arguments aren't always perfect. I'm aware of that. It's still kind of unfair, though, in a sense. It was satisfying to find the secrets. Sometimes they give you at least some subtle, at least like I'm thinking specifically like, the eel deal in Crash 2. They at least give you a hint that something's amiss in Insane, but they give you absolutely fucking nothing in the original game. And it's still an unfair secret, sort of, but there's at least a very subtle hint. Why would there be a room with a bunch of nitro if there wasn't something in that room besides the one crate that's right there at the front? Something must be in the room. and then you check. Now, how the fuck you're supposed to get that? You gotta phase through and not get hit by the nitro that's covering the wall that's phase throughable. I don't know, but that's how you do it. And it's still the exact same in Insane. So I don't know. At least there's a subtle hint, or even the hint of Aaron and I were talking about this not too long ago. The fact of how the nitro crates in one of the B levels, the digging levels or whatever. It's either digging it or behaving. I forget which one. Where the staircase of nitro crates, they're not moving up and down, and they're not going bloop, bloop, bloop. So that's your hint. See, like how they're glowing and bubbling and bouncing around. Those particular nitros, they're the only ones in the game that do this. They don't bubble or hop around or whatever. That's your indicator. So like, it's still a very subtle hint, and that's a more clever hint to me than the phase through the wall bit in the Eel Deal. But you know, point being, there are at least some subtle hints in the early Crash games, but here for this gem in particular in this stage, there's like no fucking hint. So I just love how I did that my first try, and I make a big deal about it in an upcoming video. So, you know. What's up, bro?
Are you seeing that extra 14 out of 22 on the bottom?
14 out of 22, alright. Oh, I did! Huh, that's funny. Sorry, I wasn't even paying attention, I'm sorry. I was ranting about difficulty in Crash video games. That's weird. That's never happened to me before. That's really silly. What a game glitch, though! Maybe because every modern game has glitches, and every old game does too. It's still there. Okay, it's gone.
That was funny.
Look at Coco's little jig. Insane secrets are hard to find. It's the same as the originals! I mean, it is. That's true. But the fact that they give you hints on it is... yeah, it's cool that they're there for newcomers. Exactly. But if you found it, I mean, it's just, all things considered... I'm offended you did that downhill in your first try. I didn't think I was. Usually I fuck it up. But what was I going to say? However you slice it, when you compare Insane to the originals, it's not going to be fair in the sense of kids today don't have to find. They can if they want to, and I encourage them to. I, for one, would encourage kids to try and find the secrets on their own, whether they're hinted at or not, versus looking them up online. It's so easy to look shit up online nowadays. And for us, back in the 90s, or even early 2000s, it was way harder. Because even though certain websites did still exist for stuff like that, it was not common. You couldn't just go, YouTube didn't exist. You couldn't just go on YouTube and be like, fucking, if you say however you slice it one more time. Why? What'd I do? What did I do? Aaron's judging me and how I talk again. What'd I do? Do you not like that saying? Or is it because I was never finishing my thought and I'm trying to get to the thought now? You know how I operate. I get distracted or I have to keep up with chat or whatever. So that's my bad. I'm sorry. I'm saying the thing now, though. That Crash, Insane, and the original games from Naughty Dog are not too fair. In the sense of how you can go about finding secrets. We had to find those secrets as kids and whatnot. And everything. And kids today can just go on YouTube and be like, Crash fucking secret. And you can find everything. So it's just that easy. Just that easy. Anyway. Paul Dunyan. Well, you've said it multiple times throughout the stream. I'm sorry. I'm not paying attention to how many times I've also said and whatnot a lot. So.
Oh, hey, those things are back.
What the fuck is happening?
What time is it?
We broke the HUD! We broke the HUD! That is so weird. I'm glad that we've got it on stream.
No, whatever you did in the bonus, you timed that perfectly.
But what did I even do? I don't know what I did. I just did the bonus round.
That's the thing. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you did it perfectly, and now you've got the first HUD.
Okay.
Your very near future. Shocking events that will change the course of your life.
Yeah, just gonna stop
With a different
there.
physics, exactly. Well, but that's one thing though, Abdul. I'm also talking about just by doing the secrets, finding them. It's different. Kids have the option to not do it the same way we did it and can just look it up if it's too hard for them. We had to do it. Or at the very least, wait for a fucking PlayStation Underground demo disc or magazine to tell us tips and tricks for Crash Bandicoot Warped or some bullshit, like, you know? Or Crash 2, Quick Strikes Back. Like, we had to wait for some otherly media outlet to tell us in that sense, but it wasn't immediately readily available for us. So, I mean, I did not achieve this skin, and I am very sad that I didn't. You're not entitled to go for 100 or even 106. It's beyond me when people show in the game. I mean, no, definitely. And that's something that I really appreciate that Nitro Red said in his review. That when he played this, it was just as a casual person looking, from somebody looking in from the outside. He's not like a super fan or anything. He hasn't even played much of the Crash games at all, really. But he still appreciates how fun that it could be. And when playing this, he's still got a fair bit of challenge. However you slice it, you will get your fair share of challenge in this game. Whether it's trying to break crates, trying to get the hidden gems, trying to beat the fucking main story, trying to go for everything. Everything somewhere, trying to go for all the flashback tips. Everything has its own fair challenge. Well, I say fair. What I more so mean is everything has its own challenge to go through. Sometimes it doesn't feel too fair. But, that's how I see it anyway. I just said it again? However you slice it? Really? Yeah, I'm not paying attention! Even Victor's now trying to...
I heard
Are you watching my stream?
No,
Oh.
I'm not. I'm watching your update video, but I paused it so I could listen to it, so I could hear you. But I heard you say that, and I was looking at the top right, and I was like, Aaron. I was waiting for Aaron's comment.
What bar is Coco? Top tier. I don't know. What do you mean, what bar? There's still a thing even with the guides. Guides aren't bad, but that doesn't mean exploration isn't a thing. I know, exactly. I mean, you have the option now. It's fine, I guess, but I say it in that way because I grew up with the method of I had no method. I had to play and find them if I was clever enough to use my head to do it. Not all secrets I found as a kid, but a good chunk of them I did find as a kid by just playing the game. And seeing that now it says and then saying, a secret may be in this, it's like, oh, okay. And especially because I know what it is, I'll be like, okay. But and maybe for someone who hasn't played Insane and is playing it for the first time and they see that, they go, oh, I gotta keep an eye out for something. But then they go into that knowing that that's what they have to keep an eye out. I mean, when it comes to finding extra gems and stuff, you still have to keep an eye out, but the game is trying to hint at you what to do, kind of, sort of. Like, oh, a false thing is here, and it's like, oh. Okay. It's the fake wall. I don't know. That's just me, though. Oh, what kind of candy bar? Does Coco resemble with her attire? I don't know. Monster Energy Drink. Because it's 360 no scope. Doritos, I don't fucking know.
Red Bull.
Red Bull? Red Bull. I don't know. So now I'm curious. Where are her ears? Oh, there they are. Okay, yeah. So they did the good thing. They actually made the headphones big enough so that way her ears are kind of more up here, but it still encompasses her head. So that's good. They didn't do the Arthur thing where their glasses just kind of hang off their fucking face. It's designed like the way human glasses are designed to loop around the ear, but their ears are up here. And they probably also did that too because the cat ears need to kind of rest on the little thing, so.
It's like that picture with what's his face? What's his name? Buster?
Yeah, he has little earbuds in, but his ears are up here. Like, did he just go into the sides of his head? It's disgusting. And it's inconsistent.
That show's funny.
Or any character there that doesn't have their ears on their sides of the sides of their head with glasses on, like Arthur. They just float on his head, on his face. When you see his profile too, he has a flat nose. So his nose, the bridge isn't holding up the foot. How are his glasses staying on his face?
Because cartoon logic.
Exactly. But they thought ahead here for Coco, so at least there's that. Also, she has big scientist glasses in Crash on the Run, and I love that shit. They're not gamer tinted gamer glasses. They're actual little like eyeglasses like this, and she looks insanely cute like that. Let me see. Rude Awakening is an homage to Crash 1. Ton of Step relies on her hook shot and emphasizes looking around for the prompts. Yeah, exactly. I'll do one more level so we can keep talking for a little bit longer. After this level, I'm gonna probably call it right here. An award for that review. Again, everyone really likes to overemphasize how hard the game is. Deserve it to an extent. You have to kind of split your YouTuber personality from like your honest thoughts on the game. Because the running gag is how every time he talks about a part of the game, before going into like real detail about it, another bandage will appear on his finger. One of his fingers will be wrapped up in bandages until both his hands are completely covered. So there's bits like that where it's funny, it's for the YouTuber personality, and it's for the jokes and whatever. But then everyone really loves to hammer in, this game is so hard. It's hard, dude. It's so fucking hard. And it's like, well, I mean, yeah, and it is hard. It's tough. But I mean, that's why I like that Nitro Red didn't do that. He's gone the extra mile to look disheveled for games that are harder to complete, like Bubsy or whatever. He's given himself like fake bags around his eyes and stuff, like he hasn't slept in days. I mean, so even he's prone to it. But he was super honest with Crash 4, and I actually like that review a little bit more than Caddy's. Caddy's is still fine because it's super long and he goes into as much detail, being that direct Crash fan that he is, and it's super good for that reason. But then also just overemphasis on how hard and how everything is. It needs a little bit more of the honesty. Not that he's not honest, but more of like the real personality, like the Jim Caddick personality, than the Caddickers personality, to really make it that much more effective, in my opinion. Because it's super easy to just phone. Okay. Ugh, phone call. Alright, I mean, yeah, same thing like the completionist too. Like, he felt the need, like everyone fucking does for some reason, to start the fucking review with like, not even talking about Crash 4, just going like, Crash has hit some hard times, and then it shows fucking Titans footage, and it's like, oh, don't fucking do that. I hate that shit. So, it's 2021. Even back when those reviews came out, it's 2020. Stop fucking trying to like go. Stop shitting on Titans. I'm gonna be just stop. It's over. That shit happened 10 years ago. Doesn't matter anymore. Everyone's going, oh fucking Crash was never that much. Crash's popularity fucking tanked after Naughty Dog let go of the series. It's like, shut up. Just stop. I hate that shit with a passion. Casual stuff about games differently than veterans. That is exactly true. Oh god, something's happening with the phone call. Give me a second, hold on. Yeah. Ooh, fuck. That shit was weird earlier. I'm going back to the stream now. That shit was weird. I fucking, like, hit an invisible, like, platform or something. An invisible collision. Wait, what? Oh, okay. I'm gonna end the stream in a minute. Crash 4's harsh nature is only you can go for them without thinking twice about stuff. Crash 4 implements a lot of the tactics of Crash 1. AKA waiting for patterns, stopping, assessing what you're doing before you just go. Because Crash 2 and 3, most Crash games onward for that matter, kind of, not a harsh way, I mean it, but kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not to sound harsh because I'm not meaning for it to, but Crash 2 onward kind of dumbed down that sort of, those kinds of tactics, I guess you could say. It became less about having to wait for the patterns and stuff for the most part, and more so just timing jumps and whatnot. I mean, as a platformer should do, I guess. But Crash 4 takes it a little bit more extreme in the sense that things are built to be more cleverly done or more constructed in such a way where you can't afford to try to make too many mistakes, at least. I suppose. I forgot who said it, whether it was Nitro Red or it was Caddy or both. Where it's like, okay, well then what's the point of retro mode if you're giving me lives but I can't experiment with those lives? I have to do things perfectly, or I'm asked to do things perfectly, and when I want to try and go for stuff, experimenting and dying means I'm already asked out of a collectible that is worth percentage to my save file. And at that point, then you yourself have to judge, okay, do I just let that go and try again later, or what? Because trying to do it all in one go is definitely not the way to do it. A lot of people tried it thinking, I'm a Crash fan, I can do this. Even I already knew from the get-go, once I figured out how hard, and saw how hard the game is, I was like, nah, I'm not, these levels are going to require multiple fucking rundowns. Like, it's just gonna have to. Because look at even fucking Teal. When Teal tried doing it, when Teal Game Master tried doing his playthrough on it when it was blind, and it first came out, for the first few levels, and for a while there, he was trying, even Caddy, when he was streaming Crash 4, they both tried to go for everything as the game was going. And then at later levels, the game started to kick their asses, and they were trying to reset and go for everything, and they would make one mistake, reset, try again. And eventually they're just like, I'll go for what I can go for, but it's... Because that's the way you should probably be doing it. You should probably be doing it, playing the game rather, and trying to beat the stuff and grab the collectibles if that's what you're going for in such a way where you gotta attack it, not necessarily head on like you would in any other Crash game, but in the sense of thinking it out a little bit more. Especially with this game because they know that you know the classics, which is why it's built so intricately and different and a little bit more tough. Also, Maoro's here. What's up? But the vibe was everyone platformers were on the time, not to mention the morale of people was slowly dwindling. Interest was going down. I mean, exactly. It's hard. This game is hard to pin down in that sense, and this is the thing that people don't say in their reviews. Because they're more so about the comedy, the personality. They've got the honest opinions, but they don't have these bits where it's like, it's hard to have a right balance for casuals and veterans, especially when you really want to pander to the veterans. Not just for the fan service, but for how the game is built. It's built for veterans. It's built for those who are newcomers who maybe played Insane, maybe not. That's why earlier levels are still pretty easy for the most part. But when you want to go for those higher percentages, it's gonna get tough. It's gonna demand more of you, and that's where you need to stop and go, what's worth doing right now? Should I come back to this level later? How can I attack this? It gets oddly kind of tactical for a Crash game. Nothing wrong with it, but when they demand, for percentage purposes, the highest ranking everything for everything, besides dev times, which are the extra bits of this game, then it gets a little tedious. And it gets really, and that's when you get fucking people with their hands bandaged up and shit. Malware wasn't referencing that. I mean, that's how I see it, though. I mean, that I'm just trying to, you know, I mean, even if he wasn't, sorry, but that's where I see Crash 4. And that's what, it's these thoughts, and trying to get them out and trying to express them in a video, in my review, in such a way that it doesn't sound confusing and like I'm rambling right now. It's the difficulty of that is why my review hasn't come out yet. Because I want to take all of that... Oh, well, fuck, Zark says I wasn't talking to you. Cool. Well, now I'm confused. Anyway. Sorry. It's fine. Whether my motivation and whatnot, like I've talked about in my update video, that's that. But the one other primary reason why my review hasn't come out yet is because I want to tackle the balance between veterans and newcomers, the balance between how am I trying to say it? There needing to be a balance between which collectibles should be bonus collectibles that can maybe lead to like extra shit like cool skins or whatever, and then those that are necessary for those percentages. Because I don't think every little solitary thing to their highest degree should have been... I know they were trying to do a Crash 3 thing with that, like everything is needed in Crash 3 up to gold relics, because platinum is the bonus stuff. But it's at least... The challenge there is trying to get through these levels, but the levels themselves are not too challenging in their structure, in their very structure of how the level design is built. The levels are quite easy to... Like I just said, I can fucking beat Crash 1, whether it's original or insane, in under an hour. Or, okay, in about an hour. Not 100%, just from beginning to end. It's been like 2.5 or so hours, and I'm barely halfway through the game. And this is a casual stream. I know I was going for some stuff here and there, but I'm not even halfway through. Because look at the dumb deaths I have had, and look at this and that, and the game still hasn't even gotten to its peak difficulty yet, in terms of just getting from beginning to end per level. There's a lot here. There's a lot to unpack here with its difficulty, and what they were trying to achieve with the game, who it's for, all this stuff, and the other reviewers, the bigger reviewers, have touched on this stuff, but not, I don't feel anyway, and this is just my opinion, to that specific of a degree where I feel like it really counts. They don't even, I don't think, say veterans or say newcomers in that traditional sense, or in that way. Maybe they do. I haven't watched those reviews in a while, but like, it's that kind of stuff that I want to take into consideration and talk about in my review, and that's why the review hasn't come out. It didn't come out last year when I wanted it to, because I didn't realize it was going to go this deep. I didn't realize it was going to be this hard. Because I had the foolish choice. I mean, I was given a review copy, so either way, no matter how you slice it, I'm gonna do a review on this game. It's just gonna take some time because I need to get these thoughts ironed out and written in a very clever, straightforward way that's easy to comprehend. Because I'm pretty sure I'm just rambling right now, so I'm sorry. I should probably pay attention to comments. Infinite gems only give 2%. Really? Like the entirety of the gems? Or just... I assume so. Or every certain milestone of collecting certain gems. That's fucking crazy. Here's Ray trying to make some more wrestling references that I don't get. Crash in the 2000s is basically WWE Ruthless Aggression, while Crash in the 90s in the WWF Attitude Era. Still make good money, but never been able to reach the heights of PS1 era. Yeah, I mean, I understand that, I guess. They weren't the same quality, they were dwindling out of what made Crash good. It's fine to try new things, but not to stray away from what made the series was. And even that can go both ways, because look at Mario. Mario is run and jump. Mario is hit blocks. Mario is kill turtles. You do that through damn near every single Mario game, but then Odyssey dared to try to blend both old and new, and it achieved it very well. It felt very 64-ish, it felt very Sunshine-ish, but it felt bigger, it felt more grand, it felt modern. No lives. The first mainline Mario game with no lives. That was a big thing, actually. There was actually a video, and I might post it either here or on Twitter. I'll probably do it here. By Mark Brown. Oh, fuck. There goes my phone. I'll do it later. Because the battery popped out. Mark Brown of... actually, this is bad because I need the chat. Mark Brown of... Game Maker's Toolkit. Made a video on our lives outdated, an outdated concept in games, and that was a very interesting watch for me because I want to get into game design, and I was very intrigued by that concept. And having no lives does. See, I'm not going to paraphrase anything from it because it's been a while since I watched it, but it's been like a crutch for difficulty in games for some time. And I think the crux of what he's trying to say in that video is, wait, why question mark? Did something happen? Why question mark? Did something happen? Hold on. I want to see what Zark was question marking about. What was I saying now? See, when I distract myself, I forget. My memory is shit. Lives could be an outdated concept in that the difficulty might seem like faux difficulty or supplementary difficulty when tacking lives on in that sense. Because then you could just put whatever you want in your platformer if you're going to stay with Crash and Go platformer or whatever, as long as you have to make sure you don't run out of lives. But here, they went a little bit more tactical. And he used Crash 4 as a very good example. The fact that now the difficulty is from the level design. It's asking you of your raw skill. And lives are supplementary in this sense. The lives themselves. Not the difficulty with the lives. It's the lives with the difficulty. It's switched. Where you can play with lives if you want, but it's not needed. Because the lives aren't restricting you from completing whatever. It's the gameplay. It's the actual level design. I think that was the basis of what that video was about. So I'm going to actually link that if you guys are interested in seeing that. Because it's a very cool video. Yeah, so I can't read chat right now because my phone fucking flew this way or that way. And the back came off because the back's all loose and shit. So the battery just went flying out. Give me a quick sec. Let me get back into my stream. I was wondering if you were referencing the author of Arthur, Mark Brown. No, no, not Mark with a C like me. Mark with a K. Mark Brown of Game Maker's Toolkit. I forgot that Mark Brown was the name of Arthur's author. Because now I'm just the author of Arthur fucking making a video game design. A game design video is really funny. Titans is overhated. Whenever Mutant is hated for numerous reasons. I mean, yeah. No. Titans is super good. Whenever Mutant is good. The backtracking kind of... I mean, Aaron, for one, Miharu, for one, doesn't mind the backtracking on Whenever Mutant. She doesn't mind backtracking in general in games. If not done right, it can be very tedious. Whenever Mutant is still fun, but I mean, it's hard to explain with Whenever Mutant. Titans still feels like classic Crash. I don't know why people say it doesn't look or feel like it. People gotta keep in mind about how those games were made. Because X wanted them to crank them out faster in 2000s. I mean, exactly. All 228 inverted gems give you 2%. That is... Fuck. Jesus Christ. Why? Why? Because they dedicated the rest of it to the flashback tapes, to the relics, both perfect and time trial. Like, oh. Wow. All the inverted gems are just worth 2%. That's... Balance is the name of the game here. I mean, it really is. In real life, I've never met anyone who played Crash 1, but I've met many people who play Rise of Cortex. Well, if we met in real life, you would meet one person who not even just played Crash 1, but grew up with Crash 1. I love Crash 1. It was always baffling to me why people hated Crash 1. It's so hard, it's really difficult. I'm like, it's a fucking fun game. But that's kind of biased because it was my first game ever. I just learned how to play it. So, I mean, in an era where you had to learn how to play video games, you couldn't just look the shit up. Victor's in the chat. He says, high-pitched to my screeching. Thanks, Victor. Johnny's in here. What's up? I didn't mind backtracking and mutants. I just had no idea where to go. I mean, that is the thing of backtracking. You forget where you're supposed to be going and where you got to pass through to get to the other location and where is where and the opening to this place leads to here. And it can get... I'm not saying that's what Wonder Mutant is, but it can get that way if you design your game with backtracking in mind and it's not cleverly implemented. But what do I know? I'm not a game dev. I would like to be. I want to start learning how to make games. My issue with Crash 1 is how archaic it feels to play. You're incredibly restricted with what you can do. I mean, how so? What, in the fact that it's Mario with 3D? I mean, I don't have a problem with that. The only thing that would take anyone quite a while to get used to, if you're talking OG Crash 1, is just the way Crash feels to control. He's a bit slippery. His traction isn't the greatest. They fixed that promptly in Crash 2. In terms of just spinning and jumping, I love that. It's super simple. Everything in Crash 1 is simple. It's how they build it later and what they expect to get out of you in terms of your skill with being able to master those two buttons is where the difficulty comes from. It's super intuitive. I like that. And then you get to Fumbling in the Dark and it's just bullshit because they put so much shit in your way. Fumbling in the Dark is basically what a lot of Crash 4 feels like, but that's not to shit on Crash 4, it's to say that it feels like that is what their philosophy was. Fucking levels like Stormy Ascent, Slippery Climb, The Lab, and Fumbling in the Dark. And probably even the bridge levels, if you want to go like building bridges, building bridges, or bears repeating. Because those 4 levels in Crash 1 have... I mean, to reverse the situation, Crash 1, those 4 levels have that Crash 4 aspect, but you would more so correctly say that Crash 4 kind of feels like those 4 levels in Crash 1. That's how I see it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. Bash is the best game. Anyone that says otherwise is wrong. Stormy Ascent was my personal challenge for my first Platinum Relic. It took you 3 days? Fuck! Holy shit. I have a highlight video on the channel where I lost my shit just getting the Gold Relic. It took me like 3, almost 4, it took me about 3 hours and 40 minutes, or it took about 4 hours for me to trying over and over and over, failing over and over, and I finally got it. That's what this game feels like, sort of. You die over and over and you have to keep trying. But you gotta try, and the game expects you to nail it down, so when you do things, if you're trying to go for 106, like get the Perfect Relic, and get the Platinum Relic, you have to learn the levels, and the levels get very hard to learn because they're hard to even go through casually sometimes. There needs to be a balance in the difficulty, and there's not. It all leads to, like, you gotta get the best of everything, and this shit's hard, and every aspect, like I was saying, every aspect of this game is hard. If you're just trying to get boxes, getting the boxes can be hard. They hide them in a lot of crazy bullshit sometimes places. Trying to get those hidden gems? Ha! Trying to do perfect relics? Ha! That shit is really fucking hard. Trying to do the flashback tapes? Cool. Can you get them? If you can do that, awesome. Can you beat them? Because some of them at platinum? Because some of them are kind of fucking hard. I mean, Coco's Final 2. Fucking hard. Every aspect of this game, whether it, from collecting things or just beating the levels themselves, somewhere on the line you're going to find a challenge. That's not bad, but everything has some very high challenge. The fact that it's right up there and isn't, I don't know. And there's still adaptive difficulty. I mean, if you die 5 times, you get 1 Aku Aku. You die 10 times, you get another Aku Aku. You die enough times, one of the next crates you'll find will be a checkpoint. But it still doesn't really help how the levels are designed. And you can't have those assists if you're trying to master the game. So, adaptive difficulty in this game sometimes kind of feels a bit futile. There's no real point for it in this one. Yeah, no, Abdul. Everything in this game has a form of a learning curve. Exactly. Even Polar, surprisingly, but it's still ridiculous that it's not even Polar's hitbox that's the issue. The game just relies on crashes instead. Is it really Crash's hitbox? Do I need to rewrite that in my upcoming video? Because I talked about Bears repeating and building bridges, and I said, yeah, Polar segments. Because I thought it was his hitbox that was so fucking like a straight ass line that you have to be perfectly lined up with those boxes of 4 that are in the shape of a square. I hate those. I hate trying to get those. It took me an hour to do it on one of my streams where I was trying to get at least 100%. We did do it in the long run, but it took me over an hour. Shit was crazy of having to die over and over, and then having to do the level again, and then focus on the 3 deaths or less, because I had like over 100 deaths or so, trying to do that shit for over an hour. It was nuts. But it kind of makes sense with it being Crash's hitbox that they're reading and that's registering instead of Polar's. Which in that case then is really weird, because then it's like, well, Insane and even the fucking original games, I think Polar's hitbox was the one that counted. Spoiler, Nitro doesn't break. Let me see. He left a screenshot. Let me take a look at this real quick. Huh! Wow. Wow. Here, I'll show the chat. Here, watch. I mean, you can look at that link for yourselves, but if you don't look at the link, I'll show you the picture anyway. This is Crash spitting a Nitro, but the Nitro doesn't break. That's fucking crazy. Well, also, too, the Nitros in this game have a weird property in that they can be... Have you ever jumped on a Nitro by accident when you don't have Kapunawa or you're a different character and you don't die from it? Or even get hit by it, like hurt by it at all? It's because... or at least not initially. You don't die automatically from it. It's because for Kapunawa to work in this game, I think when they programmed it, the Nitro crates have to be bounced on. And in any other game, besides I think Wrath of Cortex, and that's for a whole other reason altogether, Nitro crates are never programmed to be bounced on. You cannot touch them. If you touch them from any angle, you're going to blow up. And they're going to blow up. But there's this slight chance you can bounce off a Nitro at normal speed without Kapunawa, because the Nitros were built for Kapunawa. The fact they wanted to show off this awesome mechanic of bouncing on Nitros for the first time in a Crash game, came with them having to kind of take the easy way around it and just make them able to have that happen to them even outside of using Kapunawa or even being Crash or Coco. You can do it with Cortex or Tano or Dingo, so that's really funny. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Banjo. Yeah, no. We literally don't know what they're doing with Banjo. Before you say anything, too, about Banjo not being able to come back in any shape or form, first off, Rare doesn't have to make the games. Because... Yes, I will be ending now. We've been going for like over almost 3 hours. Oh, it has been 3 hours. Cool. Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark's getting a reboot. It's coming back. And it's not done by Rare. So, either they, for some reason, don't own the rights to Perfect Dark, but I think Rare still does. Someone else is the one making that new game that was shown off at the Game Awards. So, I think Banjo can still absolutely come back if they have someone else. Playtonic already confirmed numerous times that they are not in talks of working on a new Banjo, but it doesn't have to be Playtonic, even if Rare, it was founded by Rare veterans. Smash Brothers definitely doesn't confirm anything outright, but it's definitely giving people a lot of hope. Even us, the fact that I can't still really call myself much of a Banjo fan. I mean, I love the first game. I'm still trying to beat the second one, and Miharu's trying to help me with that. But I'm not super into Banjo. I mean, I say that as Victor recently just bought a bunch of shirts off Fangamer for Banjo and all that. But, and I for one actually do want to get that Banjo amiibo. But I'm not like the hugest fan. There are other fans, Josh Jepson or anyone else who's like a crazy ass Banjo fan. They're Banjo fans. They like grew up with Banjo. Banjo to them is Crash to me. So I'm definitely not in that ballpark. But saying that, if you go back and look at the reaction videos on the channel, E3 2019, Victor and I lost our shit when Banjo was revealed for Smash. It gave people a lot of hope that no one was expecting it. It was leaked, nothing. No one was expecting it. So that was really cool. So it's too early to say anything of the sort. If anything has been proven with Crash and Spyro coming back in the way that we know them as, and with other games getting a second chance to come back through a remaster or some kind of continuation of their series, or characters being referenced, or this coming back and this happening, in an era or a decade where that's happening, it's... Half-Life Alyx! Almost, basically, literally, actually, no meme confirms Half-Life 3 almost. So, in an era of these recent years where all these returns are happening and resurrections of series and characters and shit, who's to say you can't say Banjo's not going to come back without definitive proof? You don't know what's going to happen. Valve just disappeared for eons and then comes back with a new fucking Half-Life VR game that... basically kind of hints at another game afterwards that could be the third game everyone's been hoping for and waiting for. Not to say it's going to happen necessarily anytime soon, but like it gave people hope, you know, and people credit that fucking ending. I don't even know anything about Half-Life. I just happened to stumble on it and was like, oh, the ending, what? I heard something somewhere about the ending, and I looked it up and I was like, huh, it's fucking crazy. And seeing everyone who were huge Half-Life fans, and everyone jumping on the Half-Life 3 confirmed train, watch that and go, it was so cool. I was like, oh shit, if they actually fucking confirm Half-Life 3, it'll be like the craziest thing in video game like history. One of the bigger things in video game history. This game that's been teased and whatever the fuck happened that caused it to not happen around the time that Valve wanted to happen, and then and all that stuff that happened with it, and all the teases and stuff, and then it just happens, like, that'd be fucking crazy. I mean, we don't know if the characters can have the same success as Crash and Spyro, but we don't know if they can, and that's a double-edged sword. We don't know if they will, but we don't know if they won't. I mean, or rather, we don't know if they will succeed, but we don't know if they won't. That's like a double negative. We don't know if they will fail, but we also don't know if they'll succeed. Just as equally as Crash and Spyro have. That's what I mean to say. It's definitely super up in the air right now, but you gotta take that risk. Nobody even knew if Crash was gonna succeed as much as he did with Insane. That was a big thing. Cause look at the fucking Crash 1 was so hard. All the issues because there were issues as highly regarded as they were that people had with the original trilogy. So to remake them from the ground up, were those things going to be kept? Were things going to be tweaked? Was the personality and the essence of Crash still going to be there? Was it just going to be a soulless cash grab? Nobody knew. And look what we have now, a brand new game. This series is back. So like, no one can tell. No one can tell what's being worked on right under our noses. I've said that before numerous times. I've said, who even knows if a new Crash game or a new Spyro is being worked on right at this moment? And like, then Reignited came out not too long later, or Nitro Fueled came out not too long later, or actually back when I was still talking about the Crash teases from like 2015 to 2014, I even said, I remember at one point I said, we don't even know if a Crash revival is being worked on at this very moment, and we got Imaginators and Insane. So, I did hear that Nintendo bought Next Level Games. I don't expect anything crazy to be done with them, though, with that acquisition. It's not like they're going to make another Mario Strikers or anything. Even if they do, Nintendo's going to be playing Big Brother with that project, and I don't know if they're going to let them keep the fucking attitude that the other two games had. Because if you look at Mario Party and you look at the Mario RPG, Mario and Luigi, you look at Paper Mario, they all kind of got a little more bland and kind of boring as they went on because Nintendo, first and foremost, really tried to make it their version of what other devs worked on those games, but Nintendo still tried to have that influence of make it like the Mario platformers in the sense of that essence and that feel. Sure, except that then you get those games feeling like New Super Mario Brothers. Oh, now Paper Mario's traveling to Ice World. There's traveling to Mushroom Kingdom World. There's traveling to Fire World. It was like those later games, Sticker Star onward, like had zero personality. I mean, I can't speak for Origami King. I heard it's been doing okay, but like that middle era after Super Paper Mario just got very bland, and people were shitting on those games. And I think you have to blame Nintendo for that. Like it's so them acquiring the devs who did arguably the most fucking stylized, personalized Mario games you could find. I don't think they should make another one so soon with that acquisition, lest Nintendo do that again and the personality of Strikers, that specific personality of Strikers, suffers because of it. You know? I wouldn't want that, because I'd be pretty pissed. I'd be not satisfied. I'd be like, that's not how... If they try to make them all friendly and yay, and if things look a bit not so gritty. I mean, gritty... I know gritty doesn't necessarily fit Mario in that sense, but, like... Strikers was built on that, so... it worked somehow. They did make it work. So Nintendo tries to influence them to be like, don't do the gritty thing again. Like, then what's the point of making another Strikers game? You know? I mean, that's how I see it. What's the purpose of making another Smash Brothers game after Ultimate if later it doesn't go epic or go big or whatever? I mean, at that point, it's like... What time is it? I think I'm done. 3.5 hours. I have not eaten. I'm super hungry. Yeah, look at what THQ is doing. They're reviving obscure IPs and they're getting success out of them. Destroy All Humans, Battlefield Bikini Bottom. Oh, I heard the stuff that's going down with, I might do a video on it. THQ said that Battlefield Bikini Bottom, the Rehydrated basically, gave them huge success as a company. Again, if you want to compare it, kind of like how Insane and all of Crash and Spyro have been doing with Activision. So it was a good idea, it was a good investment to bring that stuff back. And for THQ to bring Destroy All Humans and Rehydrated back, or Battlefield Bikini Bottom back, like, Rehydrated specifically has been giving them much success. To now they're doing, I read that article, over like 60 projects that said that could carry them up to like summer 2024. So that's crazy enough right there as it is. And they're already working on a couple right now after Rehydrated. And they're going to keep working with older IPs and returning stuff. So I'm really interested to see what they cook up next. And I still haven't played, besides playing the demo at E3 2019, I still haven't actually really dove into the entirety of Destroy All Humans, the remake, or really the remake or the original. Outside of what I played for my birthday a couple of years ago on stream. But SpongeBob, man, he makes the greens like a sponge and soap. That's a good analogy. Cyberpunk peaked in sales so much. Yeah, look how it's failing right now. It's being a rushed game. Yeah, I mean, they were kind of forced in this position where they felt like, fine, here's your product. And not that they did it that way with that mentality, but look how much it suffered because of it. They wanted to, whatever it was that caused them to just constantly delay, whether it was COVID, whether it was just how much they were trying to cram back into the game, whether they were crunching or not, and then they were receiving death threats from stupid-ass people, so-called fans, that wanted the game now, so they gave them the game now. Guess what? Wasn't finished. Cyberpunk, like I said before in another stream, will definitely appear on Matt McMuscle's What Happened series. It's definitely going to appear. I know it for a fucking fact. And I'm interested to see how... I don't know the full story, so if Matt puts together the full story and makes an episode about it, I'm going to watch that episode because I'm curious. From what I do know is what I do know and what the team has tried to do and whatnot, but, like, what it became is... oof. Big oof. Alright, Chicken Boy, see you later, bro. Yeah, that's about it. Let me see. Is there anything else I'm missing here? Crash had the biggest amount of demand for a gaming return period. It was definitely up there. Seeing as we had almost 10 years with no new Crash game for consoles as anyway. And then this, and then Insane came out and all that. Yeah, it was pretty huge. It was huge not just for it to come out and exist in the space, but for it to succeed as much as it did. Pretty crazy. Yeah. Something about Jack too. Yeah. Yeah, Jack. I guess Velsi was trying to say that Jack was a little more obscure, of not just Naughty Dog, but I guess like the space in general. It wasn't. It had its own. It has, as it exists right now, it has its own pocket of the community that still loves Jack and wants to see it return. But back then, it was about as big as Crash. Maybe not in that worldwide sense or in that crazy sense, but it was still big. See, the 90s were super special. It was revolutionary. And the PS2 and Xbox and GameCube gave us more of that. And a lot of series in that era went on to succeed as big as Crash and Metal Gear and Tomb Raider and all of them did in the last generation. But when it came to the platformers, and then when Crash and Spyro and all of them went multi-platform, and as the game space was changing, as we talked about earlier in the stream, then the era of PS3 and 360 and all that, things changed. And even if Jack wasn't as big on that scale as Crash was, it doesn't mean it wasn't big or obscure or didn't do that well. And same thing with Ratchet. And Ratchet more so, I think it was a reverse in terms of Insomniac and Naughty Dog. People still kind of see Spyro as being second fiddle to Crash. That in and of itself is already like whatever, but I mean, it did come after. They were always compared and they always crossed over in certain ways and whatnot. But everyone tends to see Spyro as being a bit overshadowed by Crash. Maybe Jack was, in its own right, a little overshadowed by Ratchet, because Ratchet's still here. We're getting ripped apart. But that's not to say that both weren't super huge, especially for the time when they were first introduced. When they were introduced, both of them were gigantic. They were the Crash and Spyros of the PS2 era. And then later Uncharted would take, and Nathan Drake himself as a character would take that mantle for Naughty Dog into the PS3 era. So it just kept building from there in that sense. But then as you see, Uncharted isn't necessarily platforming in the way that we know it for kid stuff. It's got that gritty realism to it. It's that's when stuff was changing. But Zark says, thank you, Mark. that's basically what it was, and that's not even really my opinion. That's you can go back and fact check and see that that's pretty much how it went down. Maybe not the way I'm saying it necessarily, like specifically, but that's. I mean, you just have to observe to see it. That's basically what that. Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm tired. I'm hungry. But this was a good stream. Very strong stream. I'm glad that we had a lot of good conversations and that we didn't have any real quiet spaces in here necessarily. We'll be back, I think I said in the update video, with more Uncharted stuff. So speaking of, we're going to finish up Uncharted 2 next time. And we are going to, after that, in the same day, 2 separate streams. Do one that's going to finish off Uncharted 2, and then we'll get back into Uncharted 3. Hopefully Vic and Aaron will be there with me for that. And then from there, we'll just go. So, yeah, until next time, I'm Mark. Vic's over there. I'm sure Grandma's going to say something in the background. And thanks for joining in. If you're watching this back as a video, thanks for watching to the very end. And stay in the space. If you love Crash and Sparrow, definitely check. I don't want to. Jesus, I was so about to totally fucking plug myself. Check me out on Twitter. God, wow, that was weird. I'm really excited for the YouTube space for me this year because I do have ideas. I would at least say check the channel. Actually check the channel tomorrow. I do have a video, a discussion video for Crash going up tomorrow, and from there I've got my lists and whatnot, my top 10 stuff I want to do. Things are happening. Things are definitely happening, and it's not me just saying it. They're actually in the works right now. So let me just catch everyone's comments as we sign off real quick. Let me see. What did Abdul say? Marcello, shut up! Shut up, Abdul! God damn it, man. Yeah. I'm Mark. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Tune in later next time for Uncharted on streams and for tomorrow for a Crash video. Take care. Oh.